And then I'll try to resend my links. Okay. Good. What is this? Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Bantu TV, and it's the 5th of January 2025. Happy New Year! Compliments of the season, everyone, and welcome. And this is where we just, speak our mind on various, trending topics from the motherland. And you're with me here today, Kalinda Shachinda, broadcasting out of the Hoosier state of Indiana, and the city, of course, it's Indianapolis. We are snowed in. It's cold. As Tongas would say, anyway, that's a that's a thing for another day. Anyway, let me bring in my people, my colleagues. Let's start with the cohorts of bachelors. Yeah, and then we're gonna go with of course, Lady Sarah and the man from my father's backyard, Mr. Himwami. In that order, please. Take it up.
Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight on this lovely podcast. My name is Chanda Shulupi, of course, broadcasting live from Ontario, Canada, Niagara region. And yes, it is cold. Hopefully, I mean, it's good. There is no snow, but it's still cold. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of topics to discuss and dissect from the trending topics of the week. Also, so far what we've done as UPND government, for the whole year, like for the last 1 year, or we can put it the last 3 years. I mean, what have we done? What have we achieved? Where are we going? Are we on the right trajectory? So we'll be able to discuss all those issues today. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you can join us and be able to contribute by following. There's a link. Just follow that link and you'll be able to participate. If you feel shy, you can also just put in your comments in the comment section and you can participate that way. And of course, your comments will be highlighted and we'll be able to discuss that way. Without further ado, I pass it on to our colleague, Lady Sarah, who's apparently in the US, I think. Well, Lady Sarah, you can take it up. You're muted, by the way.
Hello. Hello, Zambia. Good evening, Zambia. Good morning, Seattle. Others, they are in the afternoon. This is how the Lord is so good, that He gives us different times so that we can survive. So I just want to say Happy New Year, and also, anyway, we'll talk more about what is happening in Zambia, the passing on of our, musicians and everybody. So for now, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Himwani.
Yes, I'm here in Stratford-upon-Avon, England. I'll talk about the weather. It's bad. There's ice outside. Temperatures are about -1. I've been basically indoors. The weather is not favorable. Secondly, to my mother country, a Happy New Year to all the Zambians, including Edgar Lungu, the former president, Hakainde Hichilema, the current president, and basically all Zambians. And also a Happy New Year to all the cadres, teacher cadres, those that are in the teaching sector. Those are cadres for me. A Happy New Year to them all, as they will be implementing the new curriculum. Some of them will be starting in February. I wish them the best. It's something that can happen. It's possible to change. We can't be using an education system that is theory based. We need education that is
or outdated rather. I mean,
yeah,
outdated.
yeah,
Like,
oh yeah. I
it
didn't I
doesn't. It
didn't know
doesn't.
I didn't know of
It
such a way.
doesn't tally with modern day. With modern day
I did
statistics. Modern
I
day.
did
You know.
I
Uh-huh.
didn't know of such a word like outdated. I'm very uneducated. I didn't know that word. Thank you for
Yeah.
using it.
Okay. I know. I'm just trying to be sarcastic. So yeah.
All right, then. Shall we carry on? And
Yes.
yeah, let's start by just reviewing the past year in Zambia, different sectors, what your feelings are, and so this, I'm just gonna give you guys time to really speak your mind on what your thoughts are, in regarding Zambia's development, politics, economics, social, sports, anything that touches your mind, things that have happened in the country. As we move forward, I mean, it's a new year. To move forward, we also need to tap into what happened in the past. Because I was taught by a wise woman that you need to do that so that you prepare what comes up for the future. So I will let Lady Sarah, ladies first, start first, and then Mr. Maja and Mr. Himwami. In the meantime, I said I'm snowed in. So we're having a blizzard over here. It's nothing. So I'm working the background. I'm here, so nothing to worry about. So let's carry on. Back to if you're in that order.
Yeah. It's ladies first. I thought you said, Lady Sarah. Are you there, Lady Sarah?
She went to make herself a cup of tea, maybe, or coffee. Who knows?
Okay. Lady Masha
Carry
can
on.
start.
Yeah,
Okay, I
carry
can
on,
start.
Mr.
I
Man.
can start. Yeah. It's also important to acknowledge. Maybe I pass on my commiserations, condolences to the Americans on the passing of Jimmy Carter.
You know what?
That
I
man.
should have.
That
In fact,
man.
we should actually start with Dandy Krazy's death, shall we?
No,
And
no,
then we
no.
can.
It has already been talked about. It's just a passing comment. That man brought democracy to Africa, and his works were seen. So we start on which point now?
I think we should start with the passing of Dandy Krazy.
Dandy
I
Krazy.
recall I think it's important because that's what's been trending in Zambia the last 1 week.
Yeah,
So let's start on there before we actually go to review the year.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you about Dandy Krazy's death is that death makes no appointment with anyone. You meet it anywhere, anytime. We just have to be ready for it by maybe putting everything right before you die, because we don't know the hour, the minute at which death will visit you. He didn't plan for it. He didn't apply for it. It's just fate and circumstance that met him at the wrong time. But we can even say wrong time, but he has gone to be with the Lord. His savior has called him to say, hey, Dandy Krazy, come, it's time up. A lot of things have been said about him by many people. Maybe he was drunk, maybe he was what, but we are too quick to judge. We are too quick to judge. There are many people that drink and drive. They don't meet their fate. But for him, we don't know that he was drunk, whether the driver was drunk, but he's going to be the Lord. He did his part. He ran his race. Are we running our race the way we did it, the way he did it? Because if we just like keep talking about, no, there was this, he was PF, he sang for this, what race are we running? What are people going to say about us when we die? It's one thing we should learn. And also over the same funeral of Dandy Krazy, see, when you give with your right hand, your left hand should not know anything. You know, in Tonga we say mambo noir. Ma'am Tinta, can you explain to me what is Mambo Noir?
Show off.
Yeah, Socialist Party. If really that is true, that you bought that coffin, you even post on Facebook, you post that receipt. Please, some things let them be done in the background. It doesn't augur well, because there are many other families that lost their beloved ones in that funeral, but to just single out one person and then you direct all your financial muscle and resources to just that is a discrimination. And as a political party, they are sowing their seeds, and certainly they will harvest. You don't sow your seeds in that way. It's wrong.
And how many coffins are there? How many caskets are they going to buy for one person? Just asking.
When you don't do Mambo Noir, no one will know. But when you do Mambo Noir, when you show off, it's not just the thing. What are you trying to gain? Bachanda baisafwa, twabashire mboko, uyamshite mbokoshi, no yashite mbokoshi. Come on. Can't we just pour our resources together and then in silence we bury Mr. Chandakazia? Shani yoganshi. Tamulepo abachanda mwitina.
Macha.
Tamulepo.
Why can't you say Macha Afwa?
Who likes death?
A man of me.
Anyway, the resident PS is here. Let him do his vavuzelas, and then we'll continue with Bachilufia, and hopefully by then, Lady Sarah will be done with preparations of a cup of tea. In that order, before we come back to Vakazia. Your vavuzelas, Vakazia.
Now, I don't have any vuvuzelas for now. I would just want to tap in and join with the topics that are for the day. It's good again to be back after this year. So it's good to have the first interaction of the year. So I'm happy once again to be with you, colleagues.
Great.
Amen.
Amen to that. The shortest introduction ever by our resident PS. Bachilufia.
Yes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think on the topic or the issue of Dandy Krazy, King Dandy, as he was popularly known, it's a huge blow and a huge loss to the Zambian community, of course, and to just even internationally. I mean, he was actually well known and recognized from everywhere. I mean, his music transcended through different genres. I mean, in different social settings. I mean, he was also a social commentator, as well as he was just a well-rounded artist, if I can coin him like that, because he was funny, he was entertaining. I mean, everybody that went to his shows were saying, look, if you want to enjoy yourself, you go to watch an artist, go and watch Dandy Krazy, because his energy was right off the roof. I mean, he was an entertainer, with the gift given by God. But unfortunately, he met his demise on his way to a show in Kitwe. And I mean, listening to what there's so many stories coming up here, there. I think the issue here of whether he was drunk or not is neither there or here, because he wasn't the driver anyway. So what if he was drunk? He wasn't the one driving. So it's pointless to say, oh, he was drunk, that's why he died. No. Okay, he could have been sober.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Lord calls, the Lord calls. It doesn't matter, whether you're drunk or you're sober. But if the Lord calls, that's it. You cannot escape death. I don't know if there's somebody who has ever escaped death. When death calls for you, it's your time. I mean, it's just how you go. I mean, we're all gonna lead to one road at the end of the day, but it's just how we're gonna reach there. It's going to be different. So to him, unfortunately, it was a sad car accident. And I really feel strongly about how the old man Simon Mwewa was really talking about this issue. I mean, in situations like this, even if you want to give advice or you want to bring up a topic of what's wrong with the Zambian society, the youth, and the artists, or why are they drinking too much, or why do they drink? I mean, that's you should have just brought it up at a different day and discuss about it. You've got a platform anyway. I mean, why did you have to bring it up just when somebody was involved in a car accident? You come up, you post a very crazy a topic or statement saying I'm an artist, you do danderhead artists, you'll be dying because of drinking. And the following day, Dandy Krazy dies after that accident. Now you can imagine how the family was feeling. You can imagine how Dandy Krazy's fans were feeling. And as though that wasn't enough, what does he do? He goes again back online the following day and unapologetically saying, those chaps were drunk. I know them. He's drunk all the time. He was drunk. His friends were drunk. Those chaps, I was like, like when somebody's dead, people are mourning, talking like that. Even if you want to bring it, you want to, advise people, there's a proper way in which you can do it. Sometimes, I mean, he's old, he's got kids, isn't it? And he's married. I mean, is that how you even talk to in your own home? I really feel sorry. I mean, if his kids even have a say in their home, because just his character, just looking at him, the way he comes out, those people who are like, I'm always right. My word is final. Take it or leave it. You see, very insensitive. I was like, this old man needs to sit down a little bit. He needs to put down that phone, get off social media for some time, and come back later, because I think it's getting to his head. The 700,000 followers he has are getting to his head. He thinks he's Mr. Know-it-all. People are going to follow me. And I even wonder why people even follow him. After that, they were busy, supporting. I know he was right. He was right. He's just the man in which at the time he said, no. He's old enough to know when to say things and when not to say things. If it's just somebody young, a teenager, a kid, I was like, why you? Now, what about an older person like that? What can we say? So he doesn't deserve to be supported or to be shielded, okay? Or rather to speak for him, because he knew what he was doing. Roma likes don't capitalize on people's death, And to be honest, I mean, people have been calling for him to apologize. He'll never apologize. Me, I know people like that. I've met people who are like that. They never, ever, ever apologize. Even deep down in their hearts, if he knows that he's wrong, he will never apologize. I think for me, for now, I end here.
Chilufia, you're practicing ageism by calling him an old man. He's not old, he's only 54. That's not old by these standards. Anyway, Sarah, are you ready to speak? Are you done with your cup of tea or coffee?
She's still busy.
Okay, Bakazia. We are remembering Dandy Krazy. Your comments there.
Hello.
Yeah. Firstly, it is so Basera Vice.
Basera Vice. Let's mm.
Okay, Basera, go
And
ahead.
Sister
Then
Kalinda, it's like you know me. It's true.
I
I'm
know
making a
you.
cup
I
of
know
tea.
you.
Okay, Basera, then I'll come after Basera. Go ahead, Basera.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say to pass my condolences to the family. The first family here, Jim Carter's family, and also our musician. I never used to follow him so much, especially don't you Kubera, because I wasn't for it. But just hearing that he passed on in a road accident on that day, it's very, very painful. And the pain that a woman carries, the mother, it's just sad.
Hello?
Are you there, Basir?
Basera batafe disappear like that, eh?
But stuff it's up here. Bala abuela.
Basera nchani?
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm here. You are not listening?
We couldn't hear
Now we are
you.
back.
before I listen to you.
Oh, I
Watchibala
think
nditwatiri tia danaye mocha pabukoshi.
no. I don't know what happened, but I was just saying that it's my condolences to the family of the people that passed on, and also especially Dandy Krazy. And I just want to say that you see, when such a thing happen, people say a lot of things. Because for me, what I've seen in the video, people are bringing videos of where they are saying the last hours they were drinking, whatever. And then Vachanda says that Vachambala said that you Danda Hedzi, it was said before Dandy died. I thought it was said after he passed on. I don't know if I can be corrected on that one, but what I can say is that in Zambia,
He said it before and after.
okay,
Yeah.
if he said it before, that is okay to warn the young musicians. It's fine if he said it before. But if he said it after, it's also sad that he said it in that manner and people are mourning. But what it is that in Zambia, we don't like being told the truth. We don't like being told the truth. And when you are told the truth, people start reacting to the truth. We want to be praised. You want to shadow what is happening. For our musicians, if you go in on records, our young people, that's why people are advocating. They are saying that the law should be very stiff where people have, when they are drunk, they are driving. But if you say maybe he wasn't drunk, he was not even the one driving. We don't know if the driver was drunk. We don't know also. You see? So what we are trying to say is that Bachitambala should be sensitive, but I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all, and I'm not going to tag him to age. I'm not going to have that ageism. But what I can say is that our young people are perishing due to such, drinking and driving. It's not good. This happened to one of my friends. Her two sons died in a road accident. Actually, four people died in a road accident, and they were going to Chingola, and the bottles of beer were in the car. Okay, because when you are drunk, you're not going to see what is happening. Your vision is bad. Your estimates of anything is bad, and you end up causing an accident, even if it was caused by whoever. But what Bachitambala is trying to say, except that in Zambia we don't want to accept when somebody is saying the truth. We are losing young people. It's painful. Chitambala is crying. Actually, it's only that he talks with being brave. It's very sad to lose someone as young as Dandy Krazy in such a manner, even the other people that perished.
Did you watch his videos?
No. What I'm just,
So
I'm not
you did watch
agreeing.
what he was
Listen,
saying.
Bachanda, let me
No.
finish. Let me
Bachanda,
finish. Let me
No,
finish.
let
basera.
her
Basera
finish. Let her
bapulira.
finish. Let her
Please,
finish.
why do you like when I'm speaking, you start coming in? You were talking. I had issues to come in, but I left you talking.
Yes, basera continue mwandi.
Bane.
Basera continue mwandi. Mkonkerera bachanda. Akulade.
I'm done.
Okay.
Bachanda mama nomulanda mwaleta nomba.
No, I mean, okay,
No,
Moneni.
no, 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 no.
Because
Bachanda.
Ah,
here's the thing, she didn't watch him, what he was
But
saying.
Bachanda, you should have
Yeah.
let us make the submission up to the
No,
last.
I
So
told her
that
continue. I mean, we sometimes everybody interjects each other, but it's not like Kwati Rubuli or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Listen,
If we say,
Bachanda, what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to say, listen,
Yeah.
Bachanda, it's not about watching video. What I'm trying to say, I will finish, when I conclude, then you can see where I'm going. Momonaka. I'm
Go
not
ahead. Go ahead.
supporting what he was saying. I'm just crying over what happened. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just crying. I'm giving an example. In fact, where I'm going with my friends, the children that passed on, the young boys that I knew, where I'm going, it so happened that in church, the coffins were there, three of them. The pastor mentioned that and this is what we are saying. People should know when to say things, not abantu balelosha. I'm concurring with you, but you are easy interjecting. I'm giving an example of somebody balelosha elomlela ndefya msango. It's painful. So I'm saying, Simon, when there is that death, if he wants to advise people, he should advise people when abantu nabafunguluka baleko okulila, because this is a painful thing that is happening. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm giving an example. But you are busy interjecting me. Let me also speak. Don't bully me here.
I apologize on his behalf.
Oh, I said if you felt bullied, I apologized. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for years. When was the last time did I ever interject you or stop you from talking?
No.
So, I mean, if you felt that way here now, then I apologize. But if I do it all the time, then I don't know if I interject you all the time. I never do. I let everybody talk all the time. So I mean, I'm the co-host. But sometimes these issues, I was just trying to bring up a point to say, people are saying that no, Tambala was right. But I'm
No,
saying
he
like,
wasn't right.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you. No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
you. I'm not saying
But
you. I'm just saying generally there are people that are actually supporting his statement. But me,
no,
what I was trying to bring home was the manner in which the tone he uses.
what
So
I'm
if you watch the
saying.
video,
That's what I'm saying, and I want to give an example. And kundola. Children died, and for sure ngabale no whatever, but the pastor said it muchechi, the coffins are lying, three of them, blah blah. The father was upset. So people get upset when they are in that situation. You reserve your comments and you can come and talk about them later. So Chitambala, at least he would have waited for this to pass. And he, like you said, is not apologetic, which is very sad. So that's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, you continue with your talk. I'll be listening.
Bakazia is next. So just to point it out, Dandy Krazy was 47. Kambala is 54. So there's a 7-year age difference. In that, Bakazia, by resident PS, your comments on this bit.
First of all, it's very sad. Like no one would love to see what happened to Dandy happen to anybody, whether they are sober or they are not. Because in Ganava, you would wish them that they are corrected by the law and then they reform. Ngachakwe bati itabakolelwe, then they must be talked to. Because that Wishwati, he had the family, he had people that were looking up for him. And my condolences once again to Dandy. Dandy came to fame, of course. It was Basata. When they started the Donchi Kubeba song, that song went viral because they were promoting the issue of when a politician comes to you, eat the money, but make a decision based on yourself. Don't just tell him what you do, because in the ballot box you are alone. That is why I say don't tell them. Just eat and then go and do the right thing in the ballot, and that is the basis for that song. But then coming to what I saw Tambala do, first of all, the language itself doesn't befit his level of social orientation. He shouldn't use those words. Even when he said that before, why is it that he has to use bad language? For instance, calling people that you dunderheads, you should know what. Why should you call people that way? Because you can even tell them, you family, you colleagues, and you young children, you young boys and you young musicians, this is what will happen. But the foul language started, and then Danny dies, and Dandy dies. When he dies, then now he goes on a rampage. And the rampage is that, no, this one, he has assumed that they were drunk because he saw them with beer. And he's assumed that even when they were drunk, they were in the wrong. But we all know that they would have been drunk. The driver would have not been, would have been drinking, but might have not been drunk. Maybe it was within the limits of the alcohol content allowed by government, by the rules. The question is that, where is the report? We have not seen the report. Now, he goes ahead and disrupts everybody and passes a guilt judgment that they were drunk and they brought this on themselves. How? What is his basis? His basis is that because he feels so, therefore, everybody must start thinking that they are drunk, because he's shaping a narrative to deduce that they were drunk and therefore they caused the accident. But we know that the police said that even the guy who was at the track is the one on the wrong, even fled the scene after causing that accident. He later reported himself to the police. Why was he running away? Because he knew he was the one who was in the wrong. They were not in the wrong. They might have been maybe high, they might have drunk, but they were not the ones in the wrong. He's passed a guilt judgment. I can tell you, in our country, everybody is presumed innocent until proved guilty. What Simon has done, he has passed a guilt judgment, because he says, oh, now toxicology, go and get toxicology. Now there are procedures. If he feels so very much bad about what happened, he would have filed to the police or to the court so that the toxicology report is done and he has in possession of it. So that when he speaks, he's speaking from what the medical professionals have said. I don't know how the legal fraternity is going to work around it when they go after him and they show all these things that he has said. That is number one. Number two, the issue of taking over the funeral expenses about Dandy, the family. The first one I saw was when I saw the PS for Youth and Sport, who was saying government has taken over the expenses on this funeral. And I was like, wow, that is huge. It's a good thing, it's huge, but it has very severe economic consequences on government and also social consequences and political consequences. Why? Number one is that taking over in that manner when a person has died because he's big, is whatever, and we say government expenses are going to be met. What would happen if another person, another group of people, maybe two people that are coming from drinking spree, they crash and they die in the similar manner, and they go to government through the social media and say, oh, we also want help for government to take over our funeral, buy all the coffins and stuff like that. What would happen? These were my questions to government, to say that pronouncement is big. It has very dire financial consequences in any case, because if they do it for Dandy, they must do it for everybody. That is what it would say, because we are all citizens who are supposed to be looked after in the similar manner. If Dan was a civil servant or he worked in government or he held office in government, yes, maybe those considerations are made based on the advice that can come from secretary to cabinet. Then number two, I saw this posting where the Socialist Party said, okay, we have bought the coffin and the receipt is there. First of all, I was wondering, why would they put the receipt there? But then I realized the political connotations that our country is in, whereby when one does something, they all want to show, oh, this is what we've done. Mamasa was right to say, let what the left hand is doing, the right hand shouldn't know. But we have created a system in our country where funerals, weddings, political rallies are the show off areas where someone must show what they've done. And I can assure you, the Socialist Party putting that receipt there has a positive connotation on them. If government does not fulfill one end, it will be a political question where I say, yeah, but you said you took over all the expenses. Show us what you spent on this funeral. Because you're using public resources, they may not show. So those are some of the things that I saw could be a problem. We must be able to start having a right conversation amongst ourselves. The hatred at which we insult each other, the hatred at which we demean ourselves in the way we speak to each other, the language that we use in our country is a problem. And I see we are degenerating into bad to a point where it will be these young kids that are growing up. They have no respect for us as even when we grow old. They will not have the respect because they're not seeing that out of ourselves. So I think it's sad that Dandy Krazy passed on, but I think there are a few points we can learn from that. And also there are a few situations that government must be able to look out for and just tie in those loose ends. If it wasn't the case, they need to come out now so they know that government has a duty to support. They can support, but they shouldn't take over. It is good to say, yes, government will support, will partially support the funeral, so that people know that at any point, government can support any funeral to the extent of the need and to the extent of the situation. But when they start taking over, then it means that they may not have, I don't know, maybe they have the financial muscle to take over all the funerals. But I think it's important to support. The supporting of the funerals is easy, but taking over is a little bit more. That's what I see. So thanks, Kalinda. And the team.
Great. But just highlight, I mean, this government has been known to take over funerals in terms of financial, providing food and caskets. Case in point, the miners on the copper belt, we had those accidents in Chibombo. I think their record to show that this government actually does render financial support, and stuff like that. I think in this whole thing, for me, really glaring to my tugging at my jaw, my emotion. I mean, it's a very emotive, discussion to have to begin with, but the I don't know how I don't know if the way we mourn in Zambia, we have changed now where, I mean, it's almost like a party where people go there, get drunk, taking pictures and videos, and it looks so rowdy to me. And then I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in the widow's shoes, like and the kids and the immediate family members. When do they actually find the time to mourn? Amid it's all that. Because it looked crazy. I don't know about you guys, but it looks just crazy to me. I mean, looking at those videos, it just looked wild.
If I can come in, you see, in Zambia, the way I think as before I even left Zambia myself, there is a pattern that has come into Zambia of the funeral. One, it is now becoming like a fashion show. It is also becoming as a place where food must be provided for everybody. If you go to the funeral, one of the important things is that is where people are going to eat. So the entire community moves. So when you hear Yoma donating 20 bags of milk, they will cook for the entire population that is at that house. It must eat. And they must eat breakfast, lunch, and supper, by the way, until the day of burial. People move when they move. It has since moved from a position where people would take anyone going for the funeral was expecting to take something there. This time, a few people must provide for the masses. So the way people are different. And also, the drinking. The drinking in Zambia is at another level. It's not just what you see that because they were showing beer, these actors like Simon was saying. That's not right. People in Zambia drink. And they don't drink they drink every day. To the point that if you even dare touch the taxes for beer, government is attacked. So our morning strike system was totally changed. It is this party show off kind of arrangement that is there.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, anyway, to me that was really strange. I mean, I get it now. I mean, I lost my mom 4 years ago, and it was a mess. That's how I can describe it. It was a
Yeah,
mess. It was a
yeah,
mess. So I, I still, I mean, it's, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I remember when I lost my dad. I've never seen, crazy stuff that I saw at my mom's funeral, like people, even when we announce that, the funeral is over, people are like, no, 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 it can't be over. You just killed an animal. All these foods, I mean, really, we've seen everything. So we can't.
At the conclusion of what?
uh-huh. Watanda, you're right. I've heard those comments, and we have just lost it. Because when you go in the villages to attend these same funerals, you can see the somberness of people. Kwashikatende nawo onka kumalira ulabona that yes, kuno kulimalira Nchoveni. There is a real funeral here. The somberness. But in town, maybe it's a culture that we have now, because culture is dynamic. How funerals used to be held way back and how they are held now, it has just become something else. Politicians will come in. I know for politicians, they want to show it's a time to campaign. In the villages, at a funeral, they pass announcements. Even for a cooperative meeting, an announcement would be passed. It's a place where people meet, but when they meet, what constructive things are they doing? One, the first thing is they should mourn. Then if there's some information to be passed, I wouldn't mind if they announced like that, but it must be real constructive. Then the other thing on the same Dandy Krazy funeral is what Akazia said that it has happened to Dandy. Government must be very careful not to set a precedence, because if they are setting a precedence, and everyone can say, okay, what about us? What about us? We are not very special. The third one is on my brother Simon Mwewa Lane TV. Basara, say this after me. God is good. Basara London, God is good. London Tumfa first. God, ndipo abalanda that God is good.
God is good.
So what Simon Mwewa should think of is that God is good and is ready to forgive. He can be forgiven. He takes us the way we are. Let him just ask for forgiveness. He can be forgiven. What he said was unpalatable. It was un-Zambian. I yield.
Come in?
Yes, you can.
Yes, come in, Lady Sarah.
Yeah. So, following what Kazia said about the government, saying that we take over the funeral, I concur with him, because already among the Dandy and the other people that died with him, the other people that side, this is what I've heard, and I don't want to be questioned like, did you see the video or anything? No, this is what people on the ground are saying, that the other family is crying that kuli Dandy. They are comparing. There's somebody like going around. I think there's someone who is like watching what is happening the other side and what is happening the other side. Already there's that cry of saying Inga kuno. But the other side there is more food. So what he's saying, the government
Hello, Valuva.
Well, Sarah. At
Ad-
least she's having improper internet
Hello,
connection.
hello, hello. I'm here.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
go
I'm
ahead.
using the phone. Let me just go on the computer. The phone in Ayashima, it block.
You
So
are
what I'm
getting.
trying to
Mm.
say that the government should be very careful how it handles human beings, how it handles the people. This same thing which has just happened can spill over on something. Even it can even affect elections somehow, because if you lose like even 100 people, voting for you, it's a problem. So it's already happening because it's not like something which is hidden. The other group, the other camp, they are already complaining on how the things are being distributed between Piakwa and Dandy, not knowing that in Dandy, is it in Dandy or what? I failed to
Dandy,
pronounce that.
Dandy,
What's his name again? His government name is what?
Kiwambo.
Weston Chibambo.
At
Wesley.
government name.
Wesley Chibambo.
His
Wesley.
real name. Yeah, the same king, So the government should be very careful how it handles such matters. Thank you.
And then just to add on to what Marcela said, you see, the other problem is not that they shouldn't take over those natural calamities where people maybe in the course of duty, you know, in the course of duty, abantu bafa, like the miners, the way you see them, the people going for some national cause or something that is maybe community program and stuff like that. But when it is an individual program that I have, you see, or where an individual, it must be weighed very, very careful. Because what saying also is that you must know that in the talk about that maybe add a senior maybe political figure, like for instance, all ministers, former and now and cabinet ministers that are constitutional office holders. Usually, the government takes over their funerals, even if they've retired. So if a former cabinet minister dies, government usually has to take over that funeral because it's part of what is in the rules of procedure for those that have served in government. Constitutional office order. You find that they will do that for ministers, permanent secretaries. They will do that probably for some of in fact the judges, the attorney general, DPP, those that the solicitor general, those that were part of the previous governments. They will do that, but they don't do that for people that are going for a business. You do that, and it creates a very big Pandora's box. And it must be very good. I'm telling you. Like was I saying, imagine now, wherever I from Copa building, and then the people around those communities, they are in big, big numbers. The same way you see people at Dandy Krazy funeral. Only that we are not seeing, no one is filming what is going on the other side. Usually, Muma compounds, when my elder brother lost his wife, there were over 2,000-3,000 people that came to funeral from just a compound, but no one knew. But we had to feed them and stuff like that. So we need to work around that. Thank you.
So are these things budgeted for in the? Do they appear somewhere in the budget for the government? Bakazianja fuishen kwapo.
It's easy. Let me appear somewhere how they are, where they need to get the money from. And if they had already, if there was already a treasury authority granted by the Secretary to Treasury that this is the amount of money that is going to go there, because Karaka money value at never place. It doesn't just drop like it has a lot of procedures there. Because if you are going to use money for anything, you must requested for authority. Because if it is not the money that is already there, it must be varied from some program. So that man that we said the other maybe we can take for that cause. But I was wondering when that would have happened, because that was like, this guy dies today, the next day all these announcements have been made. It's difficult for me to stomach that all those procedures might have been done.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on. I think that's that on that. And now let's go back to the our personal opinions on the review. Let's review 2024 in terms of the happenings in the agriculture sector, mining, social, economics, and to kind of touch on the major milestones in the country as development that way. So, shall we start with you, Bakazia, and then Chanda and Mr. Mwami, Lady Sarah, in that order, please.
Yeah. Maybe maybe what I understand so I can put my points at both sides.
So that you start fighting. Okay, start.
Can I start? Maybe let me start with one question first. Permission to start with one question.
No, don't start with questions. It's gonna take the whole day now.
It will help us. It will help us.
Well, we can ask each other questions afterwards.
No, it's not a question for based on what we are talking about. It's just a general question.
Oh,
please.
What is it?
Where is Max Moe? Mwalanda tumkamleta up. Alikuisa.
Because he doesn't want to be cited on certain things unless he gets a special permission. And if there's a specific topic you want us to bring him on, maybe, but
It's Rose, guys. We know.
Can we talk about that? This is what I was talking about. We are being sidetracked. Let's talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Let's move on. Let's stick to the talking points for today.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm one. Anyway. So,
Mr. Mwami, Mr. Mwami and I, we know where we come from. That's the way we are. We get sidetracked all the time. But let's stick to the points.
Let's stick to the point. Okay, I think so far so good. I mean, if you had to ask me, we're heading towards the right trajectory. Looking at so far the achievements that we've accomplished. I mean, considering the fact that we are in a situation which is, unavoidable. I mean, looking at the calamity in terms of the drought, which has led to, the consequences of load shedding and having no food and middle prices going up. I mean, all those factors, but yet still, the government that stood tall by implementing certain things or projects like CDF, increasing CDF. So meaning that the money now is going directly, to all those people who cannot afford one or two things. People who don't work. Look at people now. I don't know if you know about this, but people, if you give birth, you're entitled to a certain amount of money. I forget how much it is. So like early mothers now are getting paid now. Then the vulnerable in terms of the older people, they've increased how much they were getting. So that gives them a little bit of a spending liquid in their pocket, so that at least, even though there's hunger, even if the prices of meal are high, even though there's load shedding, but at least they're having something, and looking at all these other things, cash for work, that's just one sector I'm looking at. Now, agriculture, it's a little bit hard to judge it or to put a mark on it because of the drought. Now, if things were just normal as we planned them to be, if we had a bumper harvest last year, if we had rains, right now we'll be talking about the prices of meal going down. But that's impossible right now. I mean, just to look at economic sense, it's impossible for the prices of meal to go down while people didn't farm because of the drought situation. So those are the things we need to look at. But again, the Zambian government has not just folded their arms to say, because there's drought, we're just going to sit and wait. I'm going to mention something. Zambia now has invested about $6 million United States dollars in nitrogen chemicals. As we speak now, they're building a brand new plant. It will be called a blending fertilizer plant. So blending fertilizer plant, it means now they're producing a fertilizer that's specific for certain regions. So when they take, special soil samples in different parts of the country, they say, oh, this is a soil. This is the type of fertilizer they need. And they send that type of fertilizer there. Okay, and that's going to help farmers at least, to boost their yield and increase, the productivity as a country and produce more maize. So that on its own, one of those key things that what I'm saying is they're not just, the government is just not folding their arms. Come this year, looking at the way the rains are, if we're going to have a nice rains and farmers continue farming, if we have a bumper harvest, I think by next year we'll be looking at the prices of millet meal going down actually. So that's just one factor. And when it comes to other things, I think let me give chance to other people, because I mean there's so many angles we can look at, what has happened so far. But I've just touched on this few things. I don't know, Vahimwami, what your feeling is. Are we going there or are we?
We are on
where
course.
Are we as a country?
We are in course. We are in course. If we are reading this story or this book, there's need to read it not along the sentences, but to read it between the lines. Because if you read it along the sentences, you will see that maybe something is not working out well. But if you read it between the lines, the story about UPND transforming Zambia is great. It has never happened. CDF alone, ask my eyes, they'll tell you what they have seen. Western Province was once disconnected from Zambia with just a one-track road bridge, Kapiwe Hook Bridge. It's now done and dusted. The bridge has a two-way passage. There's food for work. Under this government, no one has died of hunger. I've not heard. They have made sure that people work for food, not tantameni. The people are working for food. FDI, foreign direct investment, as it was alluded to by Wachanda. We've enjoyed a lot of goodwill from investors. They've seen the stability, the democracy, and to some extent the leadership. They want to trust these that are there now. Because trust is earned. See, it's earned. You don't buy it with money. You don't buy it with maybe threats, but just the way you do things, people end up trusting you. For example, if you are methodical in how you do things, you have maybe as a president going out of the country, not using a chartered plane, but use a commercial airline. You are feeling it with the people. And if you've noticed, HS of late has not been using any of this Gulfstream, whatever. He's been going on the commercial airline with the public. That is a great saving for the government. That is doing a lot of work on the Copper Belt and in Northwestern Province. It will create a lot of jobs. It could not have happened in such a time like it was not going to be. This is the best time at which it came. There's no way an investor can spend money to just transport that big container all the way from South Africa to Zambia, and then it becomes a white elephant in Zambia. No, it will certainly have an impact on the economy of Zambia. Farmers are paid on time. There's no backlog. When you supply the maize, there and then you are paid at a higher price. That is a plus for the government. Peace. You can walk in town. You can go to Intercity now in a red t-shirt, in a green t-shirt, or in a yellow t-shirt. It matters less. You board the bus. No one will traumatize you. No one will victimize you. That's the Zambia we wanted, and that's the Zambia we have now. Amen to UPND government. You know, peace is in many forms. When you create peace, you even create room for investment. You create room for business to thrive. I'm not in Zambia right now, but street vending, compared to the way it was previously, I think has been brought under some control. There are more roads that have been opened now. Like Lumumba Road, there was a lane that was completely shut down. Just how on earth do you shut down a road because you want to create a market permanently? Where I am here, I've seen a situation where when there's a big demand for a market, big farmers or producers of goods want to sell, they'll ask for permission from the council to close the road just for a Saturday or Sunday. The road is closed and then they put up all the stands and people buy and sell just for a weekend. Not where you completely suspend the road. In that road, you allow people to do everything, makeshift, everything, every stand. And there you cause congestion. And when congestion is caused, people lose time as they go for work, they lose money. You know, time is money. The other one is the free education. This I cannot overemphasize it. There is a lot of pupils or children now who have left the streets to go home, including big people, elderly people. They have left some women who are in abused marriages. Some women who are in abused marriages now have even preferred to go back to school and learn so that they can have a brighter future for their children because of the free education. They are not paying anything. Can we all clap for the UPND government, please? I end here. Can we clap? No one is clapping. No
Everybody's
one is
clapping,
clapping.
man. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's clapping.
No, I
I think
can't see
everybody
them.
can see.
Bachanda, can you clap? Don't beat the table. I yield.
Right. Who is next, La Sarah? What's your view of 2024? Now she's
Hello, you can hear
oh,
me?
now yes, we can. I thought you were pouring yourself a glass of wine. Go ahead.
I tried to come in using the computer. You're not allowing me, but anyway, I'll continue with the phone. What I can say is that everything I think has been said with the two speakers that have spoken. The only thing I can add on is the retirement people. Those who are retiring, they are being paid on time. I have an example of somebody who retired in February. By December, November, she was paid all her benefits. So that's a good thing. Unlike, in the past. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Like in the past, when someone retires and you find that they are still on the payroll for 2 years, for 3 years, that was just something else. Some they would even die and leave their retirement money. So I think this is a good thing that has happened, and that's what we wanted. That's the change that we wanted. Part of it, yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bakazir.
Yeah, I come gun blazing now. Like, because what's wrong with minister, but I'll take a detour.
No problem. No problem.
I can have it right feedback.
The road to success is always under construction.
Which one?
The road to success is always under construction.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
first I'll start with Vasera. Vasera, you've spoken, you've touched on something that I've got information on. Probably this will benefit also the group. Before 2021, after 2021, I was the chairperson of the Pensions Committee of Public Service pension fund of the board. So I happen to have seen how pension system has been rolling out. Number one is that when in the MMD era, the waiting period before someone is paid was 6 years. So if you retire today, you will get your lump sum after 6 years, but they will just be keeping you annuities every month. But to get your lump sum, it was taking 6 years. So when the PF came in, they started to reduce those years. When I was PS and I was sitting in the PSPS Public Service Pension Fund board, that was reduced to 2 years, which means you are going to get your lump sum in full after 2 years. And that waiting period, it kept reducing every year. When the UPND government came into power, that according to the plan, now I'm even wondering what I suppose they said it will only take 3 months. And I think the first group, it took 3 months after they retire to get all their benefits. Now, if it has gone to February to December, it might be a little bit more, and it might start to take us to longer waiting periods. Now, colleagues, you must understand what causes longer waiting periods. The Public Service Pension Fund is in the bin because the way it was crafted, it required to be changed and to have certain people contribute into that scheme. We made a lot of headways. I was leading a team that started the pension reform process. And that pension reform process right now, all the documents are seated at cabinet office. No one is talking about it. To Aliquata an embedded 15% deficit, which government must keep financing. Which means government in the pension fund must be finding money somewhere and pay off the pension. Not that the pension will pay for itself. It's a topic that I think we can have a conversation on another day. But just to bring you to speed, say, what you see at the time, maybe the last 3 years that I worked, last 2 years that I was permanent secretary, nobody waited for 3 years. Now, there's also another group which is referred to as pensioners, which is not pensioners. The group that is talked about to be sitting at the Ministry of Justice. That group is not a group of pensioners. It's a group of separatists. 1997, there was a government decision to separate with what was called daily classified employees. And those people were underpaid. When they were underpaid, they took the matter to court and were represented by Waneli Muti. I can check.
Sorry, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to come in on that one, and that is a very sensitive issue of separatists. It was 1999, and I'm one of them.
Yes.
And yes, Nelly Muti represented us. Yes. And
So,
we're still fighting.
So what happened? That matter, the people want it. You colleagues were and what happened? The money was paid to the lawyer, who was Nelly Muti, because of the court rules of procedure when a matter has passed through the court. The court. But then the separatists had the problem. And we are paying the lawyer who should not have been paid because we want the case. So which was paid to the lawyer, we must be paid back the money. And that fight is still going on to date. The governments come and play around it. All governments, including the one that I said, we did not conclusively fix it. The UPND came in to say they have not fixed it. So, on that, Mukwai.
legally under the
Legally,
court.
because
It's one of the promises that UPND promised the separatists
they
to be paid. And they don't even listen to us.
They can't.
Kabuswe ali bafe busy next year for the Attorney General. I know that's one of the failures of UPND. Not paying the voluntary separatists.
Yes, and I know it inside out. What they twist now, they come and say, hey, have you seen the retirees that are there? No, the matters are separate. They need to be handled in a separate manner. And apparently, there was even a court matter that made Mutu say it, and she says the no, I think, at this point. You guys took her to court and she should have been facing the justice.
What you're saying is true, and it's a big issue, and we don't like it, and we don't like Vanelli Muti. I personally don't like her.
She ate the money from the retirees. But when you say that in Zambia, it must have happened because you're telling the truth. But that is one thing. Then my master coming to you, and some of the things that you do. By the way, the cadres are back, and they are back in the same manner. I posted a video where the cadres were saying, it is there, the person said is going to be beating them up, and nothing has happened to that person. Nothing has happened.
Do you remember that when she was appointed as Speaker of the National Assembly, do you remember that Laz came out with a copy to say that we are not, because she was, Laz was against that, because of the retirees, the separatists. But the UPND just, looked it somewhere else. It really eats us.
They cannot do anything about it because maybe anyway we can discuss it another day.
Ndipo cheko ya tampila diseria did.
1999. That's when I went on voluntary separation in March 31st.
So
I even
how many
copies.
governments have changed since?
So many governments, but UPND, Miss Haka in the Ichilema stood on top of the mountain and promised us we voluntary separatists to come MP and not tell it's on record.
It's not easy. It's like until because if they give that money and the matter for is decided, it will be very difficult. That's why I told General Sky
I know where he's heading to say how many governments have passed. Let me tell you one thing, Bachiruf. Number one, when we went on voluntary separation, and we what happened was that, let me now say something. What happened, listen, what happened was that we were paid, okay, what they called the terminal benefits. Then there was an Asando, one of us who had people working with the Ministry of Finance. At cousin, no. You guys, people have stolen your money. Let's see, group up. And what happened? Bali umfoida shaba mu government nokweba bali atawe tie tukutwala kuli ba president. Then it was Frederick Chiruba. You understand? They went there and he was promised something. Promise that's when he came back. Okay, let's find a lawyer. We group up. Voluntary separation. Let's make it voluntary separation association. And we did, and we found lawyer Nelly Muti because she fought for her backlinks. We said, oh, she's a good one. And we won the case, okay? Yeah. And after we won the case, quickly Manawasa came in. Manawasa may so rest in peace. From the money that the point of winning the case, to at least now post something, in the bank. Came Rupia Banda. Rupia Banda was giving us something. But when the evil ones came, nothing. Okay? Very little. The last money I got was 350 kwacha. You understand? Now, at least there was 350 kwacha. By UPND, not even one way. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Muvenge shveria shiyo ni mwevo. If it's too short, if we shako pia question, tushte ku understand panon.
so if
Daddy, that's why I tell you about Chanda. Daddy cover already. I have audios which I've just received already today talking about the same. Daddy cover but it's like we have a person, especially about Attorney General. Even he said something. I think I posted something.
they
He
were
said,
come
let
to
me
you over
speak.
Sierra Naimwe.
Ni banani? Balaba Attorney General ni banani?
That's my brother, Kabisha.
Bakabesha. Even he said in an audio which we have, at our voluntary separation, they just sing about Tishani Rambo Kulila. That's what he was saying. And I even the journalist posted that audio when he was talking to the journalist, and we attacked him. We said, no, we negotiate because why?
Okay. Anyway,
I think it wants.
writing
Yeah, for me, I won't comment on it because
What comment? It's about
Kabisha is a family member,
issues
so
that
I
we don't
can't.
even have, any idea or control over.
That's
But
why we are giving you.
hopefully,
No, me, I'm saying Kabisha is a relative, is a blood relative, so I won't say anything. You guys talk along.
Bakalinda, we are just talking of what happened in 2024,
but you see,
and one of the failures is not paying voluntary separation their money. That's what
And
we
I
are
mean,
saying.
and I'm right there with you. I support you guys all the way, but
And one of the cardinal
I can't
person
comment.
that is against that, and the one who makes us feel like we are stupid is Kabesha. We Attorney General. I don't know his name.
you see,
Attorney General.
and you see
Yes.
that is why we try all the way. Me, I wish before these politicians, right? Because I saw at one time the president spoke about it, like these are pensioners. And also Cornelius spoke about it, that these are pensioners. I'm like, yeah, you are dying yourselves. Because if they are pensioners, go to PSPF and give them the money. Why are you not going there to get the money from PSPF? These are public servants. But these are separatists, because you separated them into that system where one is the creation of the benefits. So that matter, I'm telling you, needs to be sorted out. I agree with you, Asera, but it is something that is really very tricky even for the current Attorney General. By the way, I like Kabisha very, very much. I like him. I shouldn't say like I don't. I like him very much. I know him. I lived in Kabwe. That's why when he says something that doesn't make sense, I immediately tell him, no, stay doing that. And I wish I also had that out there.
I'll send it to you. Yeah. I'll send you that audio.
Because I think he's a rational man. Sometimes he's a rational man, but you see the pressure of the office, that is what can make people say what they are saying, what he's saying. But maybe not that he's a bad person. No, I don't believe so. Anyway, so I was now talking about Mamasha, and just to tell him to say, Amakadazi, Valwera, and there was a video that I sent, I think, on the group, where they were telling about beating people and nothing has happened. And there is these two people that I think must be dealt in the same manner. Why mean a Chimokoro? The guy said Chimokoro, they insult like Kapish. Why me was arrested, is in prison, Chimokoro is even bragging and insulting more people. So when you talk about that you respect the rule of law, I beg to differ on that matter, because I expect someone to come back swinging at the cutters and telling you that is not our law, that's not our view, that's not what we stand for. So we don't endorse what you just said. It has been quiet. If you look at the other thing that you also said about the gaps, The president, yes, when he started in a good note. But I was the first person to have to condemn that the president should not be using commercial jets, commercial planes. That is not for the president. We demean our president when we want him to be using a commercial jet. I will never endorse my president, HH, right now, to start sitting there in one commercial jet. If it is short or something happens, the whole country is at stake. If it's hijacked, is there, what happens? So that's why we have two planes there. If he doesn't want to use the Gulfstream, let him use the what is there and fly to anywhere part in the world in a safe environment. You say that, oh, he should be using.
And why is he not using the Gulfstream?
I don't know. That is where he's going to say no. He's being prudent with the resources. That is.
And why is it still there?
No, that one was for politics, because he thought that he could easily come and say an asset like a plane like that, a jet like that. But you see, I'm happy that he never talks about it anymore. The way in other things that were promised are talked about, because I think from where I was standing and today, he can't sell those assets. No matter how much he thinks he can do it, he will never do it. They are very difficult to sell. The military assets are very, very difficult to sell, especially when they have enhanced security features that they should protect our president. So, making him get on the public transport, Mamacha, is not a sign that things are okay. No. Then in 2024, the depreciation of the kwacha, despite having been told the 14 hours rule, 10 to 14 hours that it will happen, I don't see that it will happen. The problem that has happened is that we have almost like it's now going into 80% depreciation. From the time that UPND got into power, they have like an 80% depreciation. The value of the kwacha has properly weakened, and now the earnings has been affected by people, both in government, in private sector, and especially in the mines, that they keep getting their money in kwachas. So with every depreciation that you see, it means the miners now, who were at $500 per month at the time that government was changing, they've now gone almost to $1,500 or $150. They've lost almost $350 per month. And that is not right. We need to look at that and see how people will be able to look out. The problem is that the workers cannot fight for their rights. They are too polarized. There are too many trade unions that have just sprung up to just get the money from the Zambian workers and not representing them adequately. So 2024, the depreciation of the kwacha affected most of things. Then number two, 2024 scandals. Scandals in the mine, scandals at ACC, they have not been dealt with. And I think it's important that these things are dealt with. The energy crisis, which should have been sorted out, because I want to understand if they will completely stop exporting power. But I'm told that they still are exporting 250 megawatts of power. I think the energy crisis is something that we need to put our Zambian people, as preferential people to receive electricity before we can sell it. The mining sector, I do not think that we have done very well in the mining sector. 2024 did not do very well for the mining sector. Remember, our colleagues here on this forum, I told you that Vendetta, they are crooks. I did not miss my word. They promised to bring $2 billion. This is January 2025. That was supposed to be given by last year. Tell me how much money has gone into Vendetta? Nothing. They have now, even just internally, going to the banks to start borrowing against the assets that are sitting in Zambia. So which means they are using our same money that they should be doing to start paying one or two things. So they have been very, very crooked. And I told you colleagues that these guys, according to when you go on Bloomberg and you check about the mine, that the $2 billion deficit to pay in 2024, and they will be paying it in this year. So where will they get the $2 billion to pump into the mine in Zambia? So they lied. They are there. I told you they lied to first of all, they lied to MMD, they lied to PF, and they lied to UPND. And I can assure you, there's nothing UPND will do about those lies because they didn't listen. So I'm hoping that the 2024 blues, because life has really been very tough for Zambians, the cost of living has gone up. There should be some really serious mitigating measures that should be given. Everybody has told you, subsidize for your people. If you want people not to die of hunger, start thinking about giving some subsidy to food. I submit.
Thank you, Rachulufia. Vakalinda, can you allow my computer to be on? I want to switch off the phone.
No, I don't see you. You're not even here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but it's
I
even
don't know.
showing me. Okay, fine.
Yeah, try again. Try again. All right. All right. Where were we? Okay, so Dakasia is talking about vendetta. I mean, I don't see any factual evidence there, but we'll wait and see. I mean, I saw a little report by PF Leaning propagandist. It was full of words but no facts. So we wait until the facts come out.
Vakalinda, you don't have. You can check because you can check the financial. You can go on Bloomberg. I don't know what access you have to Bloomberg, but if you go there and check on Vendetta, you just go on the mind Vendetta and want to pull out information. You will find a lot of information about their current challenges that they have, which makes them not fulfill what they're telling us. It's very, very plain. It's just there.
Well, I mean, show me the data that they're not. I mean, just because they're failing elsewhere, it doesn't mean they're failing. Show me the data. I haven't seen anything right now.
Has the 2 billion been given in Zambia?
Yeah, I mean, we are waiting. I mean, until I get a statement from Kabuswe, the Minister of Mines, or yes, or the president himself. And the good thing about this vendetta deal is that if they don't deliver, they're out. We bring other people.
You
the thing
will not
is,
bring it back in the name way. The problem is that
anyway. I mean, anyway. Anyway.
Margarita, I have a question.
I mean, just because the left hand fails it doesn't mean the right hand is failing elsewhere.
No, but you ask questions. You don't have to.
You can question, but why are you questioning when things haven't even failed? I mean, it just doesn't. For me,
here's why I'm questioning, Margarita. If you say you are bringing $2 billion by the end of 2024, by the end of 2024. You say we are bringing $2 billion worth of investment in this mine. You call the president, you call international observers to say this is what we are doing, and then you don't bring, because then unless you can come to say, oh, they've brought, yes, Mr. Kazia, you are creating a horrible for something that is not there. But the mine is there, it's too close. Ask the people that have the company.
Until I get it from a government source.
But ask
the in charge in the mine, I am not just going to, run with the narrative.
Ask
one PF leaning blogger.
No,
I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do it. So far, we know that Vendetta paid 200 million. They have been paying suppliers. We know that their workers are being paid. The workers got their bonuses, and then they increase their salaries. I mean, until something else happens, I'll reserve my comments.
But let me ask you a question.
Let's wait and see. I mean, the problem is we want to chop their heads before even anything happens. We are predicting this is going to happen based on a report by Bloomberg. Bloomberg are not an authority with vendetta. They have written stories before, and they have been inaccurate, and they have apologized. So until it affects Zambia, really.
But
the question on vendetta we should just put it on the hang up right now.
That doesn't answer the question. When we say when they were there with the president and they're saying we'll bring 2 billion and they don't bring, when we ask where is the 2 billion, then you say no, we shouldn't ask you. Why shouldn't we ask you?
The next question, vendetta, where's the 2 billion?
Yes, why should you ask me when they don't?
I mean, let's question Vendetta. Where is the 2 billion?
Yeah, but then who should ask? We ask the government to provide the information. That's what we are doing here. Is that government? This guy told you to say 2 billion. Where is the 2 billion? It's a legitimate question, isn't it?
I mean, it's legitimate. It's only today's the 5th of January 2025, 5
Which
days
means it
after
was
the new.
voted by 31st December 2024.
Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait.
Can you hear me now, guys? I'm back.
Yes, we can hear you. But Sarah, can you hear us? Because I can see. Are you on your computer now? But Sarah? Lady Sarah. Okay, but Chilufia.
Hey, what have I missed?
But Kazia saying Vendetta have failed to fulfill their promise on their $2 billion investment. And I'm saying,
How?
ask him. I'm saying, I mean, I saw the report he's talking about by a leading PF blogger, which had only words, no facts at all. And I'm saying, until I hear anything from government, I'll be speaking the loudest on Vendetta. Until then, I can't speak. I mean, Bakazia has a legitimate question in asking Vendetta, where is the 2 billion that you promised to deliver by the end of 2024? This is
Vakalinda, I am not asking Vendetta because I'm asking the government to provide the answers. Wow, I have no relationship with Vendetta. I have a relationship with the government that I pay tax to. So I'm asking you to say, to change the lives of people in Chingora, but the mine is still closed. Where is the 2 billion? Give us the status report. Why not giving us 31st December? We should have been having information about what is going on in KCM. We should be having what is going on.
So are you saying the mine in Chingola is closed?
It's not operational.
It's operational anyway. Okay, so 2 billion Valiland T. Just to answer you, briefly, Valiland. No, we're going to invest $2 billion in this mine. Now, so far, before even the mine was operational, they cleared off all the workers, right? Gave them bonuses and increased their money, paid all debtors was over I'm a contractor, sorry to say, just to put it straightforward. That's 2 billion. Boom, muchola hawe. It's an investment project which will come in different phases with different things. And those things, it can be machinery, it can be all these things. There's so much damage that has been done in mining here. And now, what we're doing is we want the mines now to be operating, to be self-sustained in other ways. Instead of been working or operating in the last 60 years. Now, the mines are going to be employing modern tactics or modern ways of mining. Meaning, they're also going to reinvest some of that money, okay, so that they start producing their own electricity and start and cut off that reliance from ZESCO and be able to mine 24 hours. So meaning
which mine is that?
This is a plan for all mines, actually. This is a plan for all the mines. This is a plan for all the mines now. Now going forward.
This is what the problem is. I'm not talking about all the other mines, because other mines are not affected in what I was raising. I was raising mines specific to Vendetta. But KCM, because KCM is very independent of Vakansanshi, Barumwana, Vachambish Metals, NFC. They are very, very different. So what I was speaking to is this group of people, Vendetta, who came on the platform that are going to build the 2 billion by the end of 2024. This mine will be operational function. That is what I'm talking about.
No, but who said the mine is closed?
The mine is function.
Yes, it is.
How many?
When was it closed?
I know it is functional. It is functional.
I can say something about these mines. Let me say something about these mines. I live in Nampundwe where there's a KCM mine. On paper, it's under care and maintenance. But when you go there, you find people working 24/7. So I don't know what it means by closing a mine
It's
and you
stealing.
being on it. Yes,
when
sir.
you see on paper that is care and maintenance and you see people on site, they are stealing. That is what happens. It means someone connected is actually doing that illegal mining. That is illegal mining happening right there. A care and maintenance mine is not open. Once you hear the mine is on care and maintenance, it's a closed mine. So that you just make sure that care and maintenance, meaning that all essential workers you see.
Now the situation is different in Nampundwe. Even truckloads of pyrite load there to take to copper belts.
The care and maintenance, you should know that those are the political connections, people that are stealing. That means that there is someone big stealing big there.
Then there's a problem.
No, it's not Vane. Problem. Namwamfira vanani kale vakazia valamirufia. Vakazia has got a personal vendetta. Okay? Against vendetta. So I'm telling you the truth. If there's one word that Vakazia doesn't like, it doesn't like them. This hasn't started now. And we started talking about this from Katushing, and he was like, Mukamona, I never avoid with them. Don't trust them. Okay? Yeah? He's been saying all these things all these years. I don't trust them. But look, if you're saying it's closed, why are they training people? Why are they taking Avantama workers, Kuma courses, to learn how to do all these heavy machinery, engineering, and equipment training? All that is part of an investment.
Yes.
The company is closed. Okay? So let's not lie to the public. Let's inform people, the right information. Okay? And just looking at this, I'm going to just read. This just happened December 27, 2024. Okay? KCM management shares festive cheers with the employees. Okay? The management this week conducted a long-standing festive tradition of Christmas greetings. Didn't you see what our workers was foresha with their families? It's there on TV. Just go on Google if you want. Just go on Google, you'll find all those things. Okay?
Unga,
all right?
salad.
Okay? Yes. Okay? And this is why they've reached that.
Personal
vendetta. Personal vendetta.
No. Personal growing.
Umpwenimire kwechimonomba. Ndamlela ndati vawafolesha obunga na salad yayi. Elo nomba wakucho kubafolesha vaisa na mkushitisha nomba. Ifo pene kwa kala kuna mbunde twashita no kushita.
Well, whatever they do with that,
yes.
It's not yes. KCM's fault. KCM, all they do is just incentivize their workers, which is a normal thing for a company to do. And looking at the 300,000 metric ton target, they hit that target. Okay, so we've hit our target was 300 metric tons by the end of 2024, and that target was hit. So why wouldn't they incentivize their workers? Christmas bonuses, whatever you do with those things, Mwanablame aba KCM. Muntu vakupera bonus wayambushani na mujate. Mwanamukublame KCM ati no because vachipeleshera moto na yambushani. Waya 25 waisa pa 1 January. I don't know KCM awalenge.
But you know,
there's no way. You see, so there's no way if a company is closed, like he's claiming, the company is closed, it's not working. I'm a report to them. And I see if you go to why na pa Google na pa YouTube, wala fi more information about KCM.
Wari abachanda pama bonus ayo ilife pamo. Bachanda kazia. Christmas and New Year comes once a year. Maybe wari bakwete bachanda. Maybe gutu marondola po.
Why are they currently hiring if a company?
Yeah, but bonus it just comes once a year. Why don't they just make that bonus go to the salary which they'll be paying every month?
No. Bonuses will always be there. Incentivization will always be there, right? But look, the main point is this: we cannot give a falsehood that a KCM is closed. That's where all this is coming from, because Vakazia came here telling the Zambian people that KCM is closed. KCM is not. It's never been closed.
Lufia, sorry to come in. Can you carry on? I'm having issues with my devices here. Carry on.
So, like I'm saying, look, they're currently employing a company that's closed.
Yes, they're currently employing.
When I say, maybe I need to clarify.
Clarify.
Yeah, in a good Moranda, they power. But let's get someone who works in Vendetta and come and speak to us on that.
The company is closed.
The money never turned.
Go ahead.
KCM cannot be completely closed. Like it is in relation to what was promised and what is being done. When I say this mine is just like non-existent, it is closed, that it is like it is still at the same way it was. Not that they promised that they're going to bring $2.2 billion. Has $2 billion been pumped into KCM by the end of 2024? If the answer is yes, then I'm definitely wrong. I am definitely wrong. $2.4 billion in KCM. I am definitely wrong.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you this one.
But if
Hello?
Yeah.
Inenga takuya by KCM varingisha $2 billion, they promise and they've done everything they said they will do. Then I'm definitely wrong. But if they say they'll bring $2 billion, they have not brought $2 billion, and you are here justifying, then you are having blind patriotism for Vendetta.
Okay. So you want a comprehensive report, okay, on how that $2 billion has been invested. If I hear what you're saying, is that what you're saying? Hello?
$2 billion, but in lump sum. Maybe I'm not understanding Wachanda very well. $2 billion as in lump sum.
$2 billion investment. Yeah, KCM
and then you want a comprehensive report on that $2 billion.
Let's answer the question first.
Okay.
And before that question comes, are you talking about it from a lump sum point of view?
The same thing. Yes. I just asked a plain question. Has $2 billion, which was promised with whatever added things, been given in? Has that 2 billion been injected into Vendetta from out?
A larger percentage of it has been.
I think on that one, what I can say, because I don't have a definite answer whether 2 billion exactly has been pumped in. But looking at how these companies work, I think we can take a leap in so many other big mining operations. For one time, boom, you know, I don't know, maybe few mines. But looking at where KCM is coming from, the history, I think I might be wrong, but I need to go find out first before I answer you, Bakazia.
Yes,
you
you got the answer.
Yes, I don't know. But let's not say that. Let's not say.
You can't say let's not see. But say let me not see this, because you can't say let's not see. Me, I'm not part of that. So if you do not give me the answer you do not have now, I have a right to make my conclusion as at this point until you can provide information to the contrary.
So what's your conclusion?
My conclusion is the money has not been given.
Okay, so you're saying that the money hasn't been invested, it hasn't been pumped into. So no money at all has been pumped into KCM.
Money has been injected into KCM.
Yeah. Of course, I mean,
listen,
and that it's closed. I was very, very shocked. I was like, KCM is not functioning. However,
you know, as of
and it's not functioning. That is because that's what he said.
Hello.
Yes, I can get you.
You can get me. I have said, and I put the right context so that you understand when I said this mine, nothing has been done in the mine. The mine still remains the same way it is. The question that I answered is that when the minister of the Minister of Mines was giving the statement with his people, with the everything, they mentioned the timeline. By the end of 2024, they would have actually injected in that mine a tune of $2.2 billion. That is what I knew. Maybe I'm misquoting them. Now,
yes,
my question was, if I got them right, has that $2 billion that they said been injected in KCM as of 31st December 2024?
I didn't hear that one. But
so
I heard that yes, money will be pumped in, but I don't know if they gave a timeline and an exact date of 31st December. I don't know if they say, if the mines minister said that. Okay? But if he said that, produce some evidence when he said it and when he gave that timeline, so that Konkane wants. But if you can't provide that, Bakazia, I think we're just fishing for something. Otherwise, KCM is fully operational. It's hit its target, which is 300,000 metric tons that was set for the end of the year. That much I know, and that's why the workers were compensated and their families. One more. So now,
which one is better for a mine? For it to be not operational, or for it to be operational while sourcing some money elsewhere?
Bamata, I want to ask you, has KCM, what is the production figure of KCM in 2024? Is it 300,000 and that's what they produce that?
Yeah, they hit that target for last year.
They hit that target last year.
Yep.
300,000 metric tons of copper. But I understand blind patriotism doesn't help our country.
No. Okay, what's your argument? What are you saying?
It's getting boring.
I agree with you.
Can we talk about something else? What's the agenda about Chirufya?
So anyway, I think let's close off that one. And let's talk about what we're supposed to be discussing. And the next topic at hand, obviously, is
What's the agenda? What are we talking about now?
Now we're talking. My other phone switched off completely.
You are talking at the same time. What's going on?
Hello?
We can hear you.
Therefore, abachanda balandi bachirufya. What is next?
Okay. And what is what?
Next.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to answer you, but hey, somebody's talking, you're talking. Before I finish talking, everybody's talking. So nobody we even know what we were here to discuss about. But so just give me 1 minute, because what happened, my phone switched off. I don't know if you saw that. My phone switched off. And completely out of coverage. So I had to go back and restart everything all over again. Okay, so we've talked about, I think the next topic we will talk about is the Toonse Alliance. So Toonse Alliance, I don't know if everybody has heard the news that everybody's talking about is Mama Edith Nawaki has joined Toonse. So the FDD leader, Mama Nawaki, has suddenly joined Toonse. And it was announced they had a special conference in our ECL, and with all their members welcoming her to Toonse. So I don't know if that makes them bigger than they are, because Ukwa is also coming up to say that she's now going to be participating in by-elections. And at the same time, Wachitalu is also saying he's the next president of PF. So now it's a little bit confusing. There's Ukwa, there's Toonse, there's PF, it's now Chitalu Chirufya, Mauzi Sampa, and Chavinga. So we got all these factions, and a whole lot of confusion that's out there. I don't even know where to start, before Bakazia comes in to give us an update, on these issues, because I'm a little bit lost completely. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. I'm really, really lost. I don't know whether ECL is the PF still, or Toonse is now a political party, because the Kanakachinda went up when he stood up. He was saying, if I'm not given Luvinda, he's the one that said ECL is the new candidate for 2026, announcing him on that meeting. So now I don't know.
Is he still eligible?
That's what I'm saying. But let us confused.
How are you confused?
I think was you see what confused. It shouldn't concern you.
We are Zambian.
Yeah, but
we are stakeholders.
We are stakeholders in what sense? We are stakeholders who have a political allegiance.
No. Yes. Because look, if any Zambian votes for whoever leader it is, whether for some miracle, that's really which I highly doubt that's impossible. But the thing is, hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah, so to be their next leader or their next president. So now, I want some Zambians
I think mute wants to.
Let's mute, and then when it's time for you to talk, you can unmute yourself. So, like I was saying, that conquer win. We got a stake in these issues. Okay, whether I'm political aligned, or if I'm a UPND member, or if I'm a Democratic Party, or whatever party it is, at the end of the day, we want to know who our leaders are. Okay, and we want to know what ticket are they standing on, because watch pante kind of government confusion. You know, what precedents are you setting? Or what example are you giving young politicians, young leaders coming up? Is this how you're gonna be doing politics? Politics where you don't know where you stand, whether olengisha go kumienu or olengisha kumbi, because you have to know like which side are you on. Okay, so area what muntu kashi ni player watampo kuingisha mgomo mwenu. You've got PF Chavinga, like I was saying, you've got PF Mausanta, you've got PF.
You see, let me just come in. You see, despite you being taught, you refuse. You can't install your own people to be your own people that are going to be opposing you. You can't. You can't install Chavinga and say Chavinga is going to be the one to oppose. I don't have anything with Chavinga if he goes through a democratic process of the internal party to be a leader of PF. Even Mountain, I don't have a problem with that. But I have a problem where this person is engineered by the government to be the leader of opposition.
No, we have a problem.
Mind you, so if you have formula like this, you speak for the democratic space about people conducting their own business. No one can go for a rally. All other political parties cannot have a rally. All political leaders, the ones that oppose UPND, they are in jail. They are facing counsel. They are appearing in court for one reason or the other. So why should you be the same people to be trusted to come back and say no? We are stakeholders want to know who. So that you do what? So that again you arrest another person. The rate at which the UPND government is going after its critics is worrying. It's worrying. The same things that UPND condemned UPF are the things that are happening here. Same things where that when I'm talking about the panel. I always tell you, there's no way a casual worker from Zambia breweries can today meet a person Pamusevo and own a mine, shares in the mine, shares, and become so powerful, Lema V8 Yabofu, Lema GX Yabofu. There's no way. Let's see. You see, this issue of Toonse vis-a-vis UPND and others, let it be what it is. If Toonse fails, yes, if Toonse fails, it's not your UPND problem.
No, it's a Zambian. It's a Zambian. No, what I'm saying is, we're talking on behalf of the Zambian people.
No. On this matter, you guys cannot talk on behalf of Zambia. You talk about on behalf of UPND. Which Zambia is good. I'm also a Zambian who doesn't share the same with you that you're telling me. Me, I'm saying keep this advice to yourselves. Why can't you keep it yourselves and leave Toonse alone?
Okay. So who's the leader of PF now?
You have heard. You have been taught.
No, I've got four people now.
PF has told you, as things stand, the leader is ECL. That is what
PF is saying. Toonse.
Is
the Toonse party?
Yes, he is there. And the Toonse has told you to say, the person that Sanga New York 2026. So, if by operation of the law is not going to be there will be someone who will be there.
Okay, why don't you just support each
No, what should
he has risen his hand. I believe.
Who I should support?
Okay, Monen. Just mute yourself. Just so that I figure this
Yeah, but you can't tell me who to support, but you can't.
No. I'm not saying you, but I'm just because I've got a specific question.
Can I advise Wachanda? Can I advise Wachanda? Wachanda Kazia. Can we support what is right? Can we support what is right? I can advise you to support what is right. Can you support a party that is registered with the Registrar of Societies? It can help us because we cannot pay sure to conquer something that is not legal. Just imagine.
Mama, let me
Not
tell you.
registered. Not registered.
Especially
Yes.
I have the capacity to see what is black, what is red, and what is gray.
Yes.
And Naimu Apomudi, you have a capacity to say
what is yes?
if we
Red black.
If we do not agree, Mama, if we fail to agree on it, what our positions are, you have to go with your position, I have to go with my position.
Yes, yes. But that position,
that position, particular matter. Me, I will not be there to say, oh, but the Toonse Alliance has put the position like that. Until they come back to tell us.
You see, the position that we take, the position that we take must be backed by law.
But whose position must be backed by the law?
Whoever is taking any position, it must be backed by law.
Exactly. But when
currently,
we disagree, the matter goes to court. What do we do?
And what you do is you go for people who have raised. Me, one time, I was working for a certain company, right? And then I asked one of the directors. This was that time I was still in Zambia. I asked one of the directors, company, elevate young people, young guys. You know what he told me? Chanda, if you don't raise your hand, nobody's going to know that you are there. If you want something, raise your hand. Now, where am I going with this? A lot of people have raised their hand to say, I want to be the leader of the PF. What has happened? Lungu has started secretly going around, trying to organize other leaders. Let me finish. No. Let me finish. You come in. You come in. Otherwise, we will lose each other. So Lungu has started going around, meeting with all these political parties.
In the dark.
After there's another young man coming up. Appetite ya kuvalida yafuma kuise yava Lungu nonda for kuishi baine appetite
for power.
What you call it, greed.
Yes, greed.
To want to be the only person.
The Moses of the Bible.
Because you can. In fact, people even give him a lot of respect if he says, okay, you know what? Not quite tuchirufia tayari. Not even a Geraldega party. Let me just finish conclude. All these people who are aspiring to be leaders of the Patriotic Front, he could have just said, guys, let's finally go to a convention. And then let the people choose. And then whoever is going to win victoriously, me, as a dignified leader, as the former sixth president, the man that has ruled over this country, I will support that person. Okay? But what is it doing? It's creating more confusion by creating all this Toonse, meeting, bringing in Vanawaki, all these other people, like, what are you doing? Abantu barefokwisha mwina Zambia refokwisha njire. We want to akwesa. Lungu appetite ya fuma kui. Appetite. Ya kubafe wega leader.
Lungu lesa iwe. ulungu kanshi wamufumishe kuisa. Wamufumishe kuisa lungu. That question has not been answered. Oh, no, of course, you can't ask God such questions, but they have been asked. You see, they make it even appear very serious, as if he is the Moses of Zambia, who took the children out of the Israelites out of Egypt, where they even say the incoming eighth Republican president. You see, there's something that is with the PF leaders that is not in Zambians. They still think they can get to power using whatever means, but that time for the whatever means is gone. There is now politics of civility. You can't have a situation where someone is a leader in Uka, Afulunganya, he goes to Toonse. Hello, I'm chairing now. I'm on the stage.
And then I think we also need to give chance to Lady Sarah. I'm sure she's got a lot to say on this topic.
No, I wanted
and then Bakazia. No, you can respond at the end because we've got the same questions. Then you can respond at the end of the discussion because it will be the same questions that I have, that Masha has, and Lady Sarah has. Then you at the end you can now and give us a solid answer.
Where can I continue now? Where you even have people from political parties singing songs that are godly. I have decided to follow Lungu. What is in Lungu which is not in all these other people in PF? What makes Lungu the most favored? Because politics is not about you being there every time. He should have groomed a leader to take over from him. He's done enough dancing. The stage should be left for others to dance. We need fresh ideas. We can't go back to the same man. You can't trust Lungu unless you are not from Zambia. You even say, no, I'm going to vote for Lungu. He's going to change. Please, Zambia is not a test tube where someone should just come, test this, do this. No. We can't, no. Zambia is not for experiments. We have a great vision for Zambia. Zambia in the next by 2030 should be a middle income country. Now, back to Lungu, where do we get to? 10 years back, 20 years backwards. No. PF right now is Chihunye. It is eating itself. It is fighting. They are fighting within themselves. Even as we see whatever is there, there's PF word within themselves. They are busy fighting for positions. You can't just trust PF and think. Even how can they even appear on the ballot paper? They are not a registered political party. Where do they start from? What give them the guts of even saying the 8th Republican president? Is that not some kind of treason? When there's a 7th president, you are busy saying 8th Republican president, 8th Republican president. That is real treason. Treason. Okay.
No. Let's avoid that. Let's avoid that. Let Lady Sarah come in first, and then Kazia, you can conclude. You can tell us your answers to all these questions. But Lady Sarah, please, if we can, discuss with your presence.
Me, I'm very shocked that we are even talking about Edgar Chagwarungu. I'm shocked because he's not even eligible. So I don't know why we are even wasting a lot of time talking about Toonse and everybody, So whatever they are doing, we are going to see the law will take its course. We are going to see who is anybody who is eligible to stand. It could be Edith Nawakwi or anybody. It's okay. Let them stand. They have the right. Everybody's got the right. But if somebody has already been declared in the courts of law that is not eligible, that's not a factor. Yeah. So anybody is, everybody's got the right to stand. They can stand. Right? It's na wako, whether wasala nani, na ufuni, kuyatinani, who is this one? Unakachinda, binoculars, anybody
Bakazia, you
can
are talking now.
win. Any human being who is a Zambian is eligible. They can be on the ballot. We can have even 200 people on the ballot. It's us to work extra hard as UPND to make sure that we get the votes by doing the right thing. So Lungu cannot start scaring people because he's not even eligible.
The way the law is now, all Zambians can stand except for Edgar Lungu. In simple, that's what it means. All
Yeah,
Zambians
but
can
that's why I'm saying that let's not waste a lot of time, like discussing them, because anybody can stand. And for me, I'm not getting confused. He's just doing the right thing. If he wants to support somebody, let him go ahead. No one is going to refuse Lungu from getting his own people to support his own. The person that he thinks this person can challenge Mr. Hakainde Chilema, Lungu has got the right to support that person financially, emotionally, or even physically. Because Lungu ala jogging asana, he goes for jogs and everything, and muscles. He can even lift physically and support that person. He has the right to
Jameson.
No, but now here's the sad part. Sorry to cut you short, Walid. Now here's the sad part. Valungu doesn't want to do all those things. That's why that's why that's the question now.
Now I have
So that's why I like the question to say, look, now Queen Yavan I want to be the leader of this year. But Lungu he still wants to, he thinks he can be the president. The Mwali
I think let's mute ourselves when someone is talking. Echo, please.
Bakazia, you've got too many devices on. So what happened was just 2 days ago, yesterday, very quick press briefing. Very accept editing now party Toonse. I didn't even know that it's a party. So uyu nani kanye lubindo kusayima kusala ndati Edgar Lungu is the next 8th president. So to me, I'm thinking to myself, like, they just told him he's not eligible. Why is abantu kwatavena given Lubinda Navena Nakachinda saying that he's going to be the next president? Meaning, Variabonsade Mishama Amavokova PF, they want to be leaders. They don't want them. Then Nakumano favorite
You see, if you talk about it, I like what Vasira said. Why are you so insistent by ECL? You are so guys, you guys like let him be. He is a free citizen, he can do what he so wishes. He shouldn't do, he should not do this. What makes you think you should do what you're doing? Can Edgar Lungu say, no, you should not you should not talk the way you're talking? Even you have the right to talk about him, what he should do and what he shouldn't do. Him has no right to tell you to say you can also not do this, you cannot say all this. They are very serious. The unpalatables that you say about him, even with this forum. I have respected, that is your view. I have told you, I don't like demeaning languages that is used. If you are going to say, who is this anyway? Somebody ruled the country for 7 years. He was a president. Whether you like him or you don't like him, he was a president. At least for leading the country, you can have some level of respect and decency in the way you even address him. President HH was in opposition for 23 years. No one interfered at that. He was given his democratic space to be president and to be president of UPND and to contest as many times as possible within UPND when there was even one law convention. The convention was done, the last one, which was great. That was the last one. The other thing was just an endorsement, a rollover. That is the system that UPND adopted. That is the way you're going to run your affairs. You roll over the president, the same person in Pakistan president. So when I don't like it, it is the way it is. It is the rules It is a democratic space.
Has every right to do that. Edgar Lungu, no matter how we want to demonize it, if the Zambian people, how much that decide Zambian people, don't go and fix the economy. Fix the economy, do it well, so that people should not be looking outside, but look only at UPND. In fact, I wonder why we should even have this conversation. The happenings in PF has nothing to do with you as UPND, nothing completely. Toonse Alliance we have nothing to do with them. Fix your party, fix your internal wrangles, fix those cadres that are running the show now. Why are the ministers quiet within UPND? Why are they not coming up to speak on certain policy matters? They are all
God turns into copper overnight. Then you are busy, guys. Drag upon ECL. What you see? No amount of unpalatable demeaning language will change the status. You wonder, yes, you wonder. Like other people are going to wonder so many things. How I've told you how a casual worker can get my shares in the mine. We wonder. You wonder how a consultant gets above the Minister of Information. You wonder how the Director General of ACC can start procuring consent judgments and still be roaming the streets. We wonder why now millions at 415 quarters. We wonder why fuel is at this when the computer was saying. So this issue of wondering about what ECL was doing and these people, leave it. It will not do any benefit. What does UPND benefit out of this? Because this is a UPND agenda, it's not a Zambian agenda. Because in Zambia we share different opinions. What did you do? Are we going to stop that given we shouldn't talk about that? It is the rules of procedure that come to work at the end of it all. So if you have not identified someone to come in there, how is that a problem for you?
Okay. No lead, a party with no leader. Who may be watching and listening want to be leaders.
You have become too intrusive with those affairs, and it's not helping the country.
No, yes, it should help the country because people want to know how leaders come into power.
When you are now contacting leaders from underground, you want people already the guy you are going to be this insistence on something that people do. You stay away from me. And then you're just
okay.
Why are you so intrusive?
Okay, let's go to the next topic.
Yes.
The next topic. I think the next topic here is I think let's talk about Petauke. Now this one, it's a little bit I think I have a different opinion on it. Now it is believed that our party wanted to put Dora Siliya.
Wanted or want?
Well, they want it because she has declined. She has declined the offer.
Why did you even approach her?
Okay, that's where I'm going. That's why I'm going. If you allow me. So my thing is this: the Petauke seat, which former MP Dora Siliya held, okay, before JJ Banda became a fugitive. Okay, JJ Banda, well, he beat Dora Siliya, pants down. People in Petauke obviously wanted the young guy. Okay, and he won. Okay, as an independent. Now, after winning Dora Siliya, an independent winning Dora Siliya, when Dora Siliya had the machinery behind it called the Patriotic Front, this small guy who speaks very little English, well, put it in that way, but everybody knows that he is not the most fluent person when it comes to the Queen's tongue. But he was able to convince the people of Petauke to vote for him. Okay, which meant that the people in Petauke they were thinking of a new leader, somebody useful, somebody who can talk for them in parliament and so on and so forth. So he beat her hands down. Congratulations to JJ Banda. How he involved himself in what he involved himself and became a fugitive, that's not what we're talking about today. But now, an offer was given to Dora Siliya to be a candidate on the UPND ticket. Now, me, when I heard that, I couldn't believe it. And I was shocked. And I started thinking to myself, after all those young, promising people in the UPND, why did we offer that?
They are not there.
To a PF Dora Siliya. Why? And I started thinking, I was like, who's in charge of politics nowadays? Okay? Like, what's going on? And I've been thinking, even up to now, I've been thinking, and you guys maybe can help me understand why that decision was reached.
I
We'll
can
start
help
with
you.
Lady Sarah. Well, I think Lady Sarah said she's got a lot to talk about this one. Let's start with the ladies first. And then if Masha, you can come in, and then Bakazia can give us answers as well.
I've got a lot to talk about it. For me, it's just shocking. You know, like, it's not really shocking. Anyway, I'm not shocked. I get shocked on this. I don't get shocked so easily, but I'm just surprised. And my surprise is that number one, I haven't seen any write-up which says by UPND offered Dora Siliya to stand on Petauke. Number two, Petauke is vacant now because of JJ Banda's missing in action, right? Number three, for that issue to come out like that, is it true? And if it's true, it means Dora is already aligned. She's already aligned herself with UPND, right? Because there is no way, if somebody is still in PF or is not with you, you can start going to call and say, oh, come and stand on this ticket. So this is how you can see how these politicians play their games, okay? That's why even when we support, let's not just support, because I belong to this party, even if it's doing the wrong things and we continue supporting. Let's support as an independent Zambian, as a Zambian. Is this which UPND is doing, is it good for a Zambian? If it's good for Petauke people to have Dora Siliya to start to be for them, it's okay if she's come back to UPND, but I've never seen where a video somewhere where Dora is being, accepted by UPND, declaring that she now belongs, she has joined. I don't know. I might be, because I'm not too much on Facebook these days. I'm not too much on social media. Maybe there was a point where she went to UPND Secretariat and she was welcomed. If that's the case, then there's nothing wrong for her to stand on a UPND ticket, if that's the fear of the people of Petauke. But otherwise, if it's not, I get so surprised, and that's why I don't want to be very political. I just want to be a citizen of Zambia and support Zambian people and support any party now that is doing well for the country. I'm not just going to belong to a party and think because I'm so and so and then support even if they're doing bad things. If she's not with UPND, she didn't join UPND. It's not right for UPND to approach Dora Siliya to stand. There are so many other people that have got brains. There are so many other people in UPND who are in Petauke who can also be for that constituency. Thank you.
You know, just before Vamasha, you come in,
Yes.
I just want to say just one little point.
10 seconds.
I went on the website, official, verified page for Dora Siliya, and she was busy saying, well, she wrote a statement. It was a statement saying, I declined this offer, and people have been calling me to go and see it, Petauke, especially the UPND team. She mentioned UPND there in her statement, official statement, on her official page, verified by Facebook. I thank the UPND for giving me that opportunity, but I declined. I want to retire. That's what she's saying. She wants to retire and concentrate on other things. So that's where in my mind, when I read that, I was like, why in the world would our UPND party approach her? First of all, why? Ramasha, you can go. You can continue.
Okay, before Vamasha comes in, because you answered. Before Vamasha comes in. And the other thing is, you never know, these politicians, you never know, maybe she's trying to get you the attention of the UPND. We don't know how far true this is. So we don't know what's really going on. We are talking from, hearsay, and it's good that Wachanda, you went on the website and where she's saying she declined. Let's see the letter which was written or a phone call. We hear if it's true she was invited.
That makes sense.
Omwana kashipa kumfwaya tafikira kusuna alakana omwana kashipa kumfwaya alakana pesa kanu mwaya can I say something please? Omwana kashipa kumfwaya pesa alakana tafika alikuwa tanomu kano, but after she wants to feel value. After all, I'm not easy. I'm not easily bought. She could take that stance. She can say anything right now. Then the second thing I want to talk about is in politics. So, but you make me even forget my second point. In politics, I quote Cornelius Mwetwa. In politics, and the Chanda and the Chimbakambwi. In politics, there are no permanent enemies. These politicians dine and wine when us in the public are busy confronting each other. We have to be very careful with these politicians. If we're in public, they can even be saying, Nakana, or even on our official page, no, I want to get respect from the people of Chama. Can she background? They are busy negotiating. Or maybe she wants is, what are the terms and conditions of this offer? How are we going to go about it? Politicians, to be honest with you, they have no permanent enemies and certainly no permanent friends. Anything can happen. But if it happens that way, God forbid, UPND adopting Dora Slit, it will mean that they have betrayed the faithful UPND followers. UPND, those who have been there from the time of 20 years in opposition for UPND. This would be the worst. And they would be wondering what kind of government or what kind of party it is that forsakes its own children and goes to award the children from another mother. I think in a point. I submit.
Yeah, wait, I tell you, so
Hey.
when you are ready, like you've been betraying your own people. People that you are quoting, the other is not mad that she can go Paroka that no, I am being quoted by UPND without her. Why has she done this for the last 4 years? It's because someone has gone to speak to her. And the government are not permanent in enemies in politics. And the government this is what has caused a lot of problems for our ordinary people. It's that kind of thinking that, They are not permanent enemies.
Mhm.
It's why a person says, I have no shame. I am the one funding the confusion in the other party. And nothing happens to them. Because you see, if you are going to start having a conversation with a person who actually you know where they stand from, at which point do they change and adopted your policy? At which point do they understand the manifesto? At which point do they interact with the grassroots? If it is not to ride on those that are already connected for them to assume office. And that is a very good move. Therefore, let's adopt and give her the position to go and stand. And the person she wins. Does it give you confidence that the people will be saved?
No, it doesn't.
See, there are people that have been in this. Political life should not be treated like that. It should be treated like that. Because politics has never saved under certain leaders. Then you can say, okay, if me today I change, no one would mind me. But people, these are people who have served as ministers, sitting in cabinet before presidents, and protecting the interest of a certain. Then someone else I remember, I didn't feel like I'm doing it. This is why you're having problems even in the UPND. You go and give a throw, but check where they are coming from. Why is it that today, as a member of parliament in Avansarari, Senga you constituency or Bara constituency, Vansara, I even become a minister. Then I go and contest, I lose. And then I come back, join another, and then go back and then win. And then I go contest, I lose. Then I come back and say, no, now is a political heavyweight. Let you share around too. Let you share around too. So he has your political sharing. No. Well, if you approach Dora, you wanted her to stand on your behalf as UPND. You went there, you approached her, she's not mad. Now she's declined. Now, how do we protect our integrity? So that she doesn't look like she's genuine.
Desperate.
Now, you are desperate.
Do you have more information?
You are doing, you see, here we are having a conversation here. If you want to make desperate measures, because you are not doing what the people want you to do in those areas. Therefore, we want to appease people by getting someone who might be famous, popular. Get a person who is rooted with the values that you stand for.
My question is, do you have information beyond what we all know?
What?
The government information. You have information or evidence?
I'm commenting on, why are you giving me information if you don't have anything? I'm commenting on the information, I'm interpreting the information you're giving me.
Okay.
Yes, those are my interpretations. That the information from the past and how people have been changing. And it's because you can say one thing and do the other, and there are no consequences to you. If we start attaching consequences to people, you can be an advisor. Now, UPND, be an advisor in the background. And she can't.
Anyway, I think we all agree. We all agree.
Give her. Remember, pay about UPND. Give her.
Give her what? No. Okay, me personally.
But if you're winning, it is about UPND.
No. We got a lot of popular people. But here's what I can tell you. On a personal level, me, I would not recommend Dora Siliya, either if it's true or not. No.
We're not short of candidates.
Here's the thing. Vashina imona mkotify gadgets na vingi sana vile tuanze sana eko. Ngweta mfoni yanga on.
How is the phone in them? Okay.
Ile panga eko mwe. So, in me I'm saying is please napapata. If that's true, on a personal level, I do not agree with it because I believe in building. I think at the stage we have reached as a party, UPND, we do not need outsiders. We got so much talent within the party for us to start looking outside. Okay, this is not a point where we're desperate. We're not desperate. We're a winning team. We're the winning party. So there's no way we can start outsourcing. Okay, let's look within. If you are going to outsource, I don't. I'm still waiting for information. But once I have that information, I'll share with everybody. But I'm still waiting on information. I'm still waiting for that information. But I can tell you one thing. If it happens to be true, then we're heading for doom. Because you can imagine, there are so many staunch UPND support. Just look at how the campaign when you Valevi Ngoma went there. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Just look at how heavy the campaign is and well funded it is. Okay, you can tell that surely. I think inquiry. So anyway, in any case, Petauke was painted red. Everybody was on bikes, and you know that country how it is. The country, Chipata is a country. It's a bike country. Vonze vele biza ulipanjinga, ulipa Honda. Vonze vele ma UPND rigari. I mean, it looks so beautiful. Guys, if you ever watched that one, that was so beautiful. You can say like, yes, we're in power. Why would you want to go outside? Anyway, I think let's move on to the next topic. And the next topic.
Yes, let's move on.
The next topic is, I think Lady Sarah, you brought it up. You said, let's talk about Kalani's complaint. Kalani, he was complaining about, how he's been ill-treated for being a journalist. He posted a video and he was saying like, look, guys, I wake up in the morning, they call me, can we go for assignment? And these assignments, of course, they start early in the morning. You wake up 0304, you go there, and then when you reach there, they tell you, oh, there's no seat for you on the plane, so you have to go back home. So he was complaining, like, it sounds like, these are genuine, complaints. And if somebody comes up online to say all those things, obviously, maybe he has exhausted ways and channels. Because I would think, obviously, if something like that is happening, you should have certain channels that you can present those grievances. That you can go and present those ideas or questions or queries or complaints. But obviously, nothing has been done. That's why he attempted, or he did attempt, but he did go online and complain about it, about how he's being, mistreated. So this looks like he doesn't get along with maybe one or two people, officials in the government, but that doesn't mean that it's the whole entire government. It doesn't mean that all the officials are against him. But I think it's something that should be looked into, really. And he also talked about how we treat our local celebrities, our own UPND musicians that make songs for us. Looking at the connection with Dandy Krazy, how he was mistreated by the PF government, an individual that made them, ushered them into power, and then he was just, after Michael Sata died, he was just he left to the dark. If you remember, at one point, Dandy was on TV. He's saying, complaining, to say, look, I've got a funeral, but I need some help. I don't have money right now. But I've been calling these government officials who say they are my people. They are not picking up calls. So he went online and and then people started saying, "Oh, he works for this." But look, that's why I think we need to have some sort of a system in place through the secretariat, through Imenda, or Imenda, if you just there's the ways in which you can do certain things, so that those people that make anthems, political songs, build something, build maybe a trust fund, okay, so that when calamities like that happen, you're able to draw from that fund. And it's just an idea I'm giving you guys. I mean, secretariat, you can do it. It's not hard. And all the big members, how many MPs do we have? They can put in just a small amount every year, and it's a fund. It's there. It's a floating fund. It's seated there, and anybody can. When a calamity like that happens, for instance, he talked about government. He talked about all this. He talked about that. I was thinking to myself, okay, why would Kennedy come up on TV or on the online to complain about this? Obviously, after a point, so what else apart from going on? Obviously, we have to look at the machinery itself. It's huge. There's so many people that contribute. There's so many people. Let's organize ourselves a little bit, secretariat. But yeah, let's bring in new ideas. Vaster,
I want to go first on this one.
Okay.
Me, I'll be going in 9 minutes. I'm off. We are taking too long on some questions.
No, on this one, I just want to go quick, Vasera. Number one, I know that I don't know. Karan is a civil servant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
He works for Zanis now. He works for Zanis.
Yeah, he's a civil servant. You see, that is something that I think needs to be. He should have done that in the background. He knows where the secretariat is if he's a very concerned political aligned civil servant. But to come on the platform as a civil servant and do those things, that is not allowed. You can't be behaving like that when you're a civil servant paid by the people that you are castigating some of them. Because when you're a civil servant, you earn money from PF taxpayers, you earn money from UPND, socialists, and everyone else. That's why they tell you do not get involved in politics. It's better Kaish Bamfwa in a position in the secretariat or in the state house. But to get a civil servant to be having those live broadcasts and complaining about how other people should be supported because they supported UPND is off the roof. It's a no-go area. I don't support that. I like the young man. He's very courageous. Kalan is a very courageous young man. I've got a big and energy. But to do what he did is off rails. Second to cabinet need to come Kalan to stop behaving like that. Because if the government changes, it's those that are the civil servants. Everyone goes after the first time. And they go and they can harass him in a very bad way because he's playing politics when he's not supposed to.
Yeah. Valid, sir.
Yes, I saw the video and so many people sent me that video. Kalani talking. Oh my goodness. Hey, your Bululu. He's my relative, Muchima. He's from Northwestern. He's my relative. I think that was not necessary for him to start talking even on behalf of Kavman. Anyway, if we all stand and make a queue, we supported UPND. You know what we did, okay? Bicycles, what? Elections in Chilubi Island. We were not standing there on top of our voices singing whatever. No, but we were putting in finances. If we all said that UPND should give us something, how many people are going to be, given something by UPND? No, it's not right. If you are going to then he should be supported somehow. Use your money wisely. The other thing is that some people, they've been given money.
Right, you can mute yourself, Vakazia. Let people, Vakazia.
you know, there are people that have been given some money. Sometimes we are not using the money wisely. Okay, bakupera kapia wayamukunwa wayamukwata double girlfriends, double what. Shilepwa, you are not working. Like Bakazia is saying that that Kalani Muchima is a civil servant. I don't know if he works for government or whatever. I mean, if something happens, you have channels where to go and complain. You don't need to start, you know, making those videos. Video. No. And some people have lost their lives. What is UPND going to give Mabena Mapes, Lawrence Banda? What is UPND going to what is worth a life that was lost during the elections because of UPND? You are just a journalist. You are just a Kaufman. You sang a song. What about those who lost their lives? Huh? Please, let's stop complaining. Can I say something? Let me finish saying. Let's stop complaining too much and follow the channels where we can go and complain. And this notion of saying by UPND they are not helping those who helped them. Gosh, who are those who helped them in the red, and those who helped them in green, and those who helped them in yellow? And what is the compensation? Because I also need to be compensated because I worked for UPND. I money for me to go and break my back to contribute, I need to be compensated then. So let's know the goal of what we want to do. If your goal is to be compensated by UPN, tell them in but some of us, our goal was just to change the government and see if the UPND can make our relatives in the villages, our relatives in towns, if they can live better lives. But if your goal is to get a personal, you know, compensation, tell them before you start complaining. Like when we were dealing with my PF, that time when I was with Batata Basata, Basata used to talk to me. I'm a politician in Ndola there. Because we were promised something. But we knew why we were doing certain things, you know. But if you don't know your goal, you'll be crying every day. Cry, baby. Cry. You should know your goal. Tell them, this is why I'm doing this. I want you to, when you wait, we are going to do ABCD. Because they want someone given something by UPND. So many people, some people died. Thank you.
That's true. That's very true. That is very true. Bakazia, you had a lot of things to say.
No, I think some of the things that I say. You see, what I'm very much against. I'm very much against politicizing the civil service. I'm very, very much against that because I never did that in my ministry. That I said, there was a very clear line between politics and service. That's why anybody would come. I had members of UPND come, bring a case, call them in the office, deal with the matter, they go. One of them even said, but you are not like I said, no. Here in this office, I'm a civil servant, open to all Zambians. I cannot play politics in this office because when I start playing, I start affecting people negatively. When people start seeing me as a person who is a cadre, they will not bring their problems to me. But if they have the confidence that they can come here and speak, yes. You understand? So if you shouldn't be doing that. And there's a tendency of speaking against the former leaders, like especially the former president and others. You can't win a civil servant because you operate under his office, whether he's gone or not. That's why I also tell you, I avoid talk about the current president. As much as I can say a lot of things, but at times I give respect because I am a seasoned top civil servant. I can comment once in a while on things that I don't like, but I will maintain the respect and the decorum of the office because he's the president. So if you are going to be a civil servant and start rubbishing others and start talking political tone within the civil service, you are being paid by them. You people that speak to them, advise the young man There is life beyond just the politics that are there. There is a lot of life and a lot of lessons to learn.
We haven't heard from you. Mbombo Baza. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here now. I admitted the mic. There is a letter. There's a letter that can be written. If he should just put his address somewhere, then to the permanent secretary under flying seal. Or the command, that the chain of command that he is under. That's a letter written, and then his complaint down there and signed. That's a channel of communication which he overlooked. Social media is not the government media. It's not that, that's not how things are done. He can have a genuine complaint, but because of the manner in which he has brought it up, it can just be overlooked, and they would say, anyway, follow a proper channel. Can you put it in written? And also maybe for him to have gone on social media, maybe Chinamubaba, to be on the presidential plane, wabu call chelo, why powder, why banaba nandea, na bakashinde nomba mwabwela, church
And also, Kawana and Cornelius are just above him. He can just walk into their office. I don't think they will say, no, get out of here. Why can't you go to him? Anyway, he wants to play politics. But my advice to him is, young man, stay away from this thing.
That's why I'm saying the same sentiment Abasha is saying. I'm like, look, he might have done all those things, and then, but I don't know. Again, like you're saying, Futi Wakazia, it's a little bit hard to really understand, to say that somebody gave him an ear if he had something to complain about. Because I mean, these are like desperate moves. Like if you reach at a point whereby and then you reach at a point now, it's like your last option, right? Now, looking at what I'm seeing, that's more like what it is. But I'm thinking,
but if I can also come in, okay, as much as we condemn his behavior, as much as we condemn the way he's crying, also the people in the offices, they should have respect for human beings. They should have respect for people. They should apologize and also give him his incentives of that travel, even if it went sour. That would be very good for him. The problem back home, people just abuse people. You call someone, maybe even giving him the allowances, which he was supposed to leave kind of a budget. You know what I mean? That is also wrong. Now then, officers, they should take care of the people as they would love themselves to be taken care of. That's why some people, they will end up going to social media and start, talking like that. And he's a journalist. He can woo a lot of votes from there, So let the people in the offices also be mindful of what they are doing.
Also, let me one of the things that we procedure in government is this. One time, I had all the approvals, including the air ticket done.
Okay.
Geneva. Hello, that's a kind of thing. The last minute, they said to come to send the meeting that no, you can't travel. Yeah, you can't travel. There's an assignment which is for you, or you can change the plan. Chapwa! And that was a 2 weeks trip. And 2 weeks at my level is like almost $8,000. But you can't go. Who works somewhere here? The crazy.
The DM
That's like what happened in the office. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing absolutely wrong because that is the procedure. nga batukanye okuya kuweesa enjalama tekudya enjalama nga wanja balekola saloni immediately kula kyalikava kusalale kumoto. That is exactly what the procedure is. They are not
Kala Nyali,
yeah?
Did he jump the plane?
And then he was taken back.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost time.
He used what? I tell you what, but he used what?
He lost time. I'm sorry, I'm going. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mazera, Muntumine.
Masera was saying that he lost money. He sort of like lost money.
But how did you do Machanda?
Yeah, well, obviously, like a trip that he took from home to the airport and from the airport to back.
No, they'll give you back the social taxi. Remember, I think what was troublesome was Limbila pay DM in my account. I was on a party of it. And I would have to have a poker on the madam. We don't have to put my waste. That you think it hits. But unfortunately, the rules of procedure that you sign for when you are civil servant is that when you are taken back, you haven't traveled, you pay back the money.
So in the before you travel.
Yes, in the Rama they will give you.
There could also be a humane face.
But one thing that is understood is this. That's why Valaland that Chimpia and Gabari Posha PG. They have Zambia, Posha Korea. So, our motion letter, you have to have the capacity to pay back should things change. That's why the PDM is not paid when for you to use at the station where you are. It is to use where you are going. And the days prescribed. You have to pay 7 days or 4 days. 4 days was just a week. You're supposed to take back the 3 days, not to put the 3 days in your pocket.
Okay.
Mama,
how many people do follow those rules?
There are a lot of people that follow those rules. We used to follow those. I used to follow those rules.
Mongo Mayor is one of them.
There's, first of all, there's nothing illegal. And this is one thing that I need to clarify, even from the employment law point of view. There is nothing illegal about paying Rama. Because that is not a criminal intent. The intention for using the money was not that they but circumstances will change. So they will just loan you back to the salary. Because you are inconvenienced and we didn't plan for that. So I have seen people want to fire people because that is not a dismissible offense. That is not a criminal matter. It's a matter which is an administrative matter where you just loan a person. Salary. So there's nothing wrong in terms of that. Yes, but he cannot eat with both hands. You can't eat the money that you not get.
But it actually makes sense now that you've explained it in that manner. It actually makes sense. And I think it's and maybe he might have used part of that money and said, the reputation why you know sending you to Ghana. That we know. He mentioned somebody.
Hello? Ati? Oh, that's why it's not clear. He was just
okay.
Well, nobody's listening to anything.
All we know that he did not board the plane.
Yeah, he didn't board the plane.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I think it was. If I go back, I'll tell you who it was. But he when he reached there, according to his story, I cannot. In fact, he was called to say, "Can you? We've got an assignment for you. Can you meet us? Go airstrip. I think they're going through a chopper, whatever it was. Can you meet us? By 7 a.m. You should be there." So he prepared himself, obviously, with his best clothes, even tell his wife, "Oh, I've got an important, Mwewe umefoto wa braga kono mkashi wa binja awamona nali ba important wamona funa lekwe so abano masha nashi
wayala nakuba
nashingira no kuingira nawo muna paka balampira zana muchi shano yano my husband ono shadi obviously the wife even prepared some warm bathing water noko bachina kopano noko bachitana ni bye. So he reaches there, according to his story, to his own words. When he sat there, then all of a sudden, I think there was another person that came in. So that person, I think maybe he's got more portfolio than him or whatever it was. I think he take you Seruka. And then he was saying that this has happened so many times. It wasn't the first time. So he was like, I don't. He had no option. He went back home. Now you can imagine. Just if you're on a personal level now forward. And then he went on. I don't know, like I was saying, like obviously some procedures. Did he exhaust the big question? Did he exhaust channels?
Yeah, that's what we had to hear from him.
We don't know. We just speculate. Anyway, that's what it is.
Maybe they even applied the humane face on him, looking at the embarrassment it was going to cause on him. They just said, I think that money, yeah, there's a procedure in which you should pay it back. But we can just forgo.
Don't make this as a big thing before you see. You are making it look big. It's not. It's a normal phenomenon. It happens.
Normal thing.
So no,
it's high. The man will go back to the treasure. How can you
at a personal level,
I'm disciplined enough, like this is what I signed. It is in my conditions of service. The problem is the level card that from conditions of service which you've signed, you will be upset about it. But if you've worked in public service and you've read that these are the financial regulations, this is why you will not even feel bad about it because it's something that you know. Yes, yes, you will be very upset. It's like in Mulea, airport, you are on the manifest. Kwasa is a minister. You are permanent secretary, you are on the plane, you're supposed to get on the plane. Then all of a sudden, a minister shows up. You will pave way. It doesn't matter if you are PS minister is in Dekaya.
Serious,
Yes, that's a seniority practice there in public service. Now, if you want to get upset because of that, you're not fit for the service.
Or civil servant.
If you have to be behaving like that, it's a matter where you are fired out. Civil servant, why have you placed why am I not to politicize the matter? What did you make with those that appointed you? Because that one is appointed in the name and on behalf of the president to serve the Zambian people. Now, how can the person appointed in such a manner behave like that? Which means it's not been oriented. When you're oriented, you will know. First of all, you will know. In public service, seniority is very, very easy. Any district commission as permanent secretary, he will leave his seat. I'll sit where he seated. He sits the other side. You understand? Only one second, director of that. Deputy PS, the PS arrives, you are in charge, you are senior. Number one, it's not the other way around. When these young men are not being oriented, if I don't have the that means what problem in terms of managing the civil service?
Okay. Wakalinda, are you still watching the
Let me just ask one question. Let me ask one question. He was employed as a what? Principal journalist principal public relations officer.
I know he's a journalist with Zambia, you know.
No, but he's now one of these new appointments.
Yes, at
Principal public relations officer, which means he's the senior most senior most public relations officer. Unless there's another way in which things happen now, or there's a way in which it can be explained, we are here to know who is that senior most person who came, who can do his task, because he has a job description. So if that person who came to take his seat has a similar job description like that for Kalan, then Machandakazia and your explanation is something that I can buy. If the job description for that person who came to take the seat is different.
Let me even add to you, what I was going to tell you what is very uncomfortable. If the president of permanent secretary and you have been invited, I have been invited to go on the president, and I'm on the plane. The president wants you, Amata, who is his first teacher, to come and have a conversation with him on the plane. I'll be told to excuse you, the president, with you. And I'll get out of the plane and go by bus or by car. That is how the civil service works. You know, you respect the person bringing the
What was the destination? Destination was where?
I can't remember. I can't remember where the destination was, but well, it doesn't matter really where the destination was, but it was within Zambia anyway. It was an assignment within Zambia, and according to what he was saying this is not the first time it's happening. It has happened several times, and then you know, abantu abakwe bati abalesenda ompando wakwe nibalaba bakwe bati, you know, they never fought hard for the party. He touched on that area, and he felt like they are not more important than him.
So the people that fought hard about the UPND coming in power, they should have the right of preference over the people that didn't fight hard.
But again, the other point, he was saying that they're just sitting, they're not even promoting the UPND agenda. They're just going to sit. You know, like it was just like a free ride wire, just to sit behind instead of portraying or reporting information that I think that's what he was saying. You want to be doing is somewhere he gives that information, and that information is displayed, and then so I don't know. That's
whatever.
If these people are going to have that sense of entitlement, where they think that to have a better understanding or better things, you must fight for a political party. Because in the civil service, when a civil servant, you can't fight for a political party. You can't. Which you are going to use? What are you going to do to fight for a political party? How are you going to do it to fight for the opposition? How? You can't. And when you see someone is in office fighting for the opposition or the ruling government, he is a problem within the public service. He is a big problem. Because you see, the civil service is not about a political party. It's about people of Zambia, regardless of their connectivity and what they are doing in each other political parties. So you will say, I can say people that in South. People that in the South President can go to the office and report that they've been assaulted, and the person who assaulted them must be arrested. Not that because they did what they did. No, because the civil servant there, his interest is not about the politics, it's about the rule of law. Now, that's done now civil service by having people like that who are thinking that, oh, so no, move it to a civil servant, Mfuile inengana mbokuisha the current government. I must be coming and get a position. That is what will cause UPND government not to implement its policies within the civil service. It's when the civil service starts to fight each other, starts fighting and positioning themselves to look good in the government that is to come. And you will see the campaign start. Depending on how people are looking at it, there will be so much information you different, and you will not do anything about it. Mark this day, I'm telling you. If you are going to allow civil servants to play politics in plain view, you are simply initiating the political suicide within the mainstream government. Because normally, the party director who is belonging to UPND, and I'm assistant director, and I'm aligned to PF, or I'm aligned to Citizens First, and I see that Citizens First is going to come. What will I do? I will start selling everything that I have to Citizens First so that no political gets taken home. Therefore, even when you want me to implement the government programs, they will not be implemented because people are what? Are aligned. This is why we say depoliticize the civil service so that people are objective. The civil service is not for you. We have secretariat, the UPND secretariat. That is where people that fought for each party should be. So I can plan how to strategically politicize, not in the civil service. That's why you can't have color in the civil service. That's why you can't have Kawan in the civil service. That's why you can't have Musha in the civil service. Because these are cadres. And they have openly said so. You can't, Magala. Because it's a very honest person, he says what he thinks. So, they are there for them. Because he can do politics as an ambassador, but in the background, because he is a political appointee. But to come online and say, oh, no, because the people you are opposing, they pay you. They pay you. Whatever they cover, they pay the salary. Why are you getting the salary from there? Why should you get the salary? Because you're not getting a salary from the political party. You're getting a salary from the Zambians, taxpayers. So behave like one who is getting money from the people that have employed you.
Me, permission to leave.
But Musha is not employed by a political party. Kalan is not employed by a political party. Even if Kawan is not, they are employed by the civil service, by the Zambian people, regardless of their political affiliation. If you know that you cannot stomach that, go to
that's a point of interjection. Permission to leave. Permission to leave.
Sure, no problem.
I have something else to do. Good day to all of you. Good night, I mean.
Okay. Vakalinda, are you there or what? I don't know if she's still in La La Land. Let me try. Vakalinda, are you there? Oh, I think she's occupied, really. I don't know how occupied she is. But in any case, that's just one thing anyway. Kalani. It's sad anyway. But hey, what can we
Hello. Anyway, thank you very much.